Let's get nasty on a Tuesday. It's a Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, and Anthony Stalter. 201, your time check brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. Appreciate everybody listening and watching throughout the course of the show today. You can participate in the show. We'd love to have you.
We are participating.
We are participating in the show today.
Yeah, Anthony, thank you for allowing us.
You know what? You guys do what you want to do. You know what I mean?
Oh, all of a sudden.
Don't say that.
Mr. Oliver over here. All of a sudden.
If they could get a peek behind the curtain and how he talks to us and treats us in the room back there, like
it's not nice.
He just told you, Jamie, be better today than you were yesterday.
He did. Yeah. Audacity.
What I said was, there's no way you can be worse than what you were yesterday.
My apologies.
So the only direction is up.
No Tony
That's
Robinson here, is he?
I mean, come on.
My apologies for misquoting you, sir.
I'm trying to make you guys better every single day.
We're working on it.
Well, you know,
keep working.
You guys are doing good. Just not good enough. It is the fast lane.
It's tough to meet your standards, that's for sure.
You can text us 314-399-9646. You can also watch us via the Airlines Team YouTube channel, affectionately known as the Snake Pit. Mm-hmm. So after 1 month of baseball, gentlemen, 1 month of baseball, roughly, do you see a lot of similarities from this year's team to last year's team? Do you feel better about this year's team than you did a year ago? Do you see too much similarities and it's like, we're still heading in that direction of where we were a year ago? What do you think?
I mean, the outcomes are kind of similar when you look at what's going on and where they are in the standings. Are they doing it differently? Yeah, but I don't know if it's positive. Like last year was all about the rotation. Up to this point last year was all about the rotation and how the World Baseball Classic really affected all of them. Wilson Contreras really isn't a good catcher. He doesn't know how to call the pitch. Like that's where we were last year at this point. And right now, we're like yesterday, hey, pitching's fine. Sonny Gray has been really good. The rotation has been kind of what we expected. Bullpen's been outstanding.
Yeah.
But then we're talking about the ice-cold bats when it comes to generating anything of significance offensively. So it's weird. We're in the same spot with different reasons as a year ago.
Do you feel the same, Carey, that you did a year ago?
I think we're a little bit better. 3 games, it looks like. You know, we were really bad last year. I have a little bit more reason to believe that this year is better. You look at the pitching. You talked about the pitching. It was putrid last year. And so the pitching has been much better than it was last year. The hitting, the lineup is still about the same. Actually, may have regressed a little bit. We might have be going backwards a little bit in terms of how well we're hitting or how well guys are hitting. I think Goldie had more than, how many home runs he got right now? More than he has right now, and RNR would have more than 1 home run as well. So I think that part has kind of taken a little bit of a step back, which puts you just a little bit better than you were last year, but not much. And so, but all in all, it's looking up, fellas.
I wasn't very confident. But you know, all in all, not bad. Marsh, how do you feel?
I think this team has potential, more potential than it did last year. I just don't know if they handle adversity well. Like, I want to see this team where we don't have to judge them series by series. I want them to go like 10 to 15 games, and we can say, all right, let's assess this team in about 10 to 15 games, see where they're at, and then we can make some judgments. But this team, they don't lend themselves to that. We're judging them. Hell, we might be judging them game by game. I know some fans are, but I think the talent is there roster-wise. I feel like it is there. It's just they're not playing the way they should be.
Aren't we fatigued from doing that? We did that with the Blues all year.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, 5 to 7
We're about
game
to find
stretch
out
is it.
all we need to find out about our Blues
and
these next 4 games.
We're just gonna.
Hey, right now the Cardinals would take
I don't disagree
meaningful
with you.
games.
You're right.
This team
Till the end of the
is fatigued.
season.
Well, no, you shouldn't take that.
This team right now, to me, is a team that wins 2 series. You take 4 of the last 6, and then I could see them dropping 2 to the Tigers.
No.
Because, well, it's a doubleheader, and, we just, like, all these damn excuses, I could just see it happening.
Yeah.
But I could also see them taking 2 of 3. Like, I just don't know what this team is, and I don't know if this team knows what they are.
I feel you on that. I actually, though, I feel better than I did a year ago.
Oh, for sure.
Because last year you knew the pitching, like top to bottom, wasn't good. The starting pitching wasn't good at all. And then it took midway through May, we were like, oh crap, the bullpen is bad too. And maybe others had that feeling in April, but I thought the pitching was way worse than it was a year ago. You did not have a Sonny Gray. You did not have somebody that every 5 days you felt, maybe Jordan Montgomery a little bit, but not like we're seeing right now with Sonny Gray. I think overall, the starting pitching has been significantly better. The bullpen is legit.
Yeah.
The bullpen's legit. You can shorten games now. You can play in tight games and still feel like your bullpen can close things out. Defensively, you were a joke in April a year ago. Now you've got better range. You're cutting down on the mistakes. I'm not saying there's not any, but you're cutting down on the mistakes. You got better range. You got better defensive players all the way around. The offense is not good. The numbers suggest it. Your eyes tell you the truth. The offense isn't good. I don't know what the offense is going to be moving forward. But if we're just going to say, where are we now compared to where we were a year ago, I actually feel better overall because the pitching and the defense.
Better pitching, better defense, better base running. I think that was an issue as well to start off the season also.
Better fundamentals.
Better everything. It's just the guys aren't hitting to the level that you need them to consistently.
Yeah, but that's a problem for me, guys.
I agree.
It's still cool outside.
You know why it's a problem for me? Is because last year, I don't think anybody truly thought, apart from maybe the front office for the Cardinals, I don't think anybody truly thought that rotation was good or deep or going to dominate. Mm-hmm. I just don't think anybody felt like, man, those are our guys. Those are some dudes. You thought, well, if Flaherty, he can stay healthy, and if Steven Matz can stay healthy,
if Adam Wainwright can come back to what he was.
Right?
Yeah.
So, but that's why this year I'm frustrated or so far I'm frustrated, is you seem to have rectified that problem, but now your offense is, and they're guys that should be. Like, I expected Arenado and Goldie to be better than what they are so far. I don't care how cold it is outside.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Droid in the snake pit goes, better pitching, better defense, better pizza, Papa John's. That's pretty funny, Droid.
Could be
done.
A sponsor. Call us.
Yeah, could be you.
Yep.
As BT used to
I like
say.
Pizza.
Yeah, I'd rather you go down this road where you're saying, at least I'm saying, I feel better about the situation. They're like, well, what about the offense? No, I don't feel good about the offense at all. If we're just keeping the conversation in the vacuum of where they were a year ago, though, it's hard to refute that they've got a better overall team, despite the fact that they're in fourth here. The pitching is better. The bullpen is significantly better. The defense is significantly better. ... We'll see about the offense.
Yeah. And that's my only thing that I guess that's what has me ticked off the most, is that I really believed and thought that this offense would be better. Mm-hmm. I know the Cardinals did too.
When we say offense, we're essentially talking about two people, though.
Well, yeah, they're a big piece of the puzzle.
But
you're right.
But essentially, we're talking about Goldie and Arenado.
Like, I'm talking about the whole offense outside of Wilson Contreras and Mason Wynn.
But how much did you?
Is what I thought he'd be.
What did you expect, or how much did you expect from the other pieces? I think we're essentially talking about two players needing, and Jamie has said it time and time again, Arenado is hitting for average. He's just not hitting for power. He's not slugging well. He's getting on base. He had a 25-game streak where he was on. He's getting on base and doing those things, but you're talking about driving in runs. You're talking about hitting the ball over the fence, hitting with power in the gaps, and it looking different than what it looks like right now. And right now, it's essentially those two guys not playing at the level that we're accustomed to. And maybe it's age. Maybe it's just a slow start. We won't know until, I guess, mid-May, early June. But I'm willing to say that it will come around at some point.
If that does happen, if they do come around, then the Cardinals obviously are in much better shape than they were last year.
See, maybe I don't know. I get a different viewpoint on this. I'm not just looking at Goldschmidt and Arenado. And I get the point, CD. I'll concede the fact that, look, those are your top paid players. Those are the guys that should be carrying your offense. Your dudes have to be your dudes. I'm looking at the offense as a whole. I realize, again, you're not going to have, I made this point yesterday, you're not going to have 1 through 9 rolling at the same time. But I'm looking at, where's the connection with this offense?
Nobody consistently has 1 through 9
No.
rolling.
Are you getting on base consistently? Do you get enough guys on base? Then you can go to the runners in scoring position numbers, which aren't good. You don't have the power numbers. I'm looking at the offense overall. There's no connection here at all.
Coach Rivers proposed a lineup change yesterday, I think.
They didn't listen.
They didn't listen.
They don't ever listen, CD. They listen, all right. They listen when they want to. When they want to critique what I'm saying, but then they're not listening when I give them solutions.
No, you're right about that. We need a new BTS contestant. We need a new Beat the Street contestant. So if you want to text us into the Air Comfort Service text line at 314-399-9646, just text in BTS and you have an opportunity to play Beat the Streak, which we will do coming up next. And we'll also talk about, another former Cardinal actually is performing pretty well. I don't know how much people care because I don't think people necessarily like this guy, but it is interesting to look at the numbers and say,
foreshadowing, Anthony.
Another former Cardinal pitching pretty well. We'll get into it next on 101 ESPN.
Johnny Londoff Chevrolet is your one-stop shop when it comes to buying a brand new vehicle or a pre-owned vehicle. They have unbelievable deals that are going on currently. Talked about a couple yesterday. Here's a couple more. Get a 2024 Chevy Silverado 1500 LT. Retail price $62,530. The Londoff price $50,025. You save over $10,000. And let's not forget too that they've got the all-new 2024 Chevy Trax. And these are awesome vehicles. My son, Braden, just bought a brand new one. And these prices start at $21,495. It's an awesome little SUV. Great on gas. Unbelievable options in the interior. Great little fun vehicle for anybody in the family. And let's not forget that Johnny Londoff includes a lifetime warranty on all new Chevrolets and most of their pre-owned inventory. Londoff Pro Certified Lifetime Powertrain warranty comes at no charge and covers the vehicle for as long as you own it. There are no mileage limits and no time limits, and you don't pay a dime. That right there is the Londoff Chevrolet customer service you're looking for. They've got 2 awesome locations now. The original location in Florissant, Missouri. The new Londoff Autoplex out in St. Peters, Missouri. Both locations have tremendous inventory, and of course, they're flooded with awesome salespeople and representatives that are going to help your buying experience to be second to none. So please get out there and visit them, or visit them online at londoff.com or londoffautoplex.com. Are you kidding me?
Johnny Londoff Chevrolet.
to hit baseballs.
All of my successes depend on me.
You're ready to hit.
The hits just keep on coming.
And his first big league hit is a bullet up the middle.
Time to play Beat the Streak here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. We welcome in AJ, who's the latest listener contestant. What's up, AJ?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
It's going great, man. Appreciate you listening. Thanks for playing. Marsh, what do we got for our updated streaks here?
All right, so Carey is at 5 right now, a streak of
Carey.
5. Anthony, you have 3.
All right.
Jamie has 1.
Yes.
I'm at 0, and now AJ is taking over for Jake, who did not get a hit.
Okay, so the order will be CD, me, Jamie, Marshy, and then AJ. All right, Carey, what are you thinking?
Oh, wow. You know, it's a tough one here. You know what? Give me, you know what? The hell with it. Give me Carey Carpenter from the...
You almost, you were going to say someone else.
I was.
Then you bit your own tongue. I'm watching it bleed.
Who are you going to say?
Oh, he was going with Nolan Arenado. I could see you warm up. You're just going to go, I'm going to go, like you're going to do the whole no, and then you turned on him.
I did.
I don't blame you.
Yeah. Sorry.
I just can't believe you went with the Tiger.
Well, I'm looking at his career versus Kyle Gibson.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's not when Gibby's wearing the birds on the bat, though, Carey.
Right.
Sorry about your luck.
So you went Carpenter, huh?
Yeah, hey.
Carey Carpenter?
Not the way I spell Carey.
It's disgusting.
Still.
It's a shame.
Give me Matt Vierling.
Look at this guy.
You guys are horrible human beings.
Where are you going?
I bleed cardinal red, baby.
All right. What you got?
I do. At Lars Taylor Tatsui.
There you
Newpark.
go.
All right.
Yeah.
There you go. The Newt.
Bound to run into one at some point.
Maybe.
I mean, the base hit, that is.
Yeah. Not the wall or anything.
Well, that's possible. He's playing center field today. Who knows? I mean, woof.
You stop it.
He won't see any action, though, because Ollie said that Gibby throws pitches to ground balls. That's why Newt's in center field. But then they're putting in Siani this afternoon because Steven Matz is a fly ball hitter. So,
yeah.
Newt, how's your confidence when the manager says that, by the way? Just saying. We can get into that later.
Not great.
Go back to what I said yesterday. I don't know. What you got, Marsh?
I'm going to go with Wilson Contreras today.
Oh,
All right.
really?
All right, AJ. Who's your first selection?
Well, I was going to go with Wilson Contreras, but I guess I'll go with Paul Goldschmidt today.
All right, you got
right.
Goldie. All right, so here we go. Carey has got Carey Carpenter. I've got Matt Vierling. Jamie's got Newt. Marsh took Wilson Contreras, and AJ took RL Chalk, otherwise known as Paul Goldschmidt. AJ, I hope you get a hit today, man. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, guys.
All right, thanks.
Bye,
There you
AJ.
go. There you have it. So I saw somebody in the Snake Pit say, what, no lineup game today? Yeah, lineup kind of came out a while ago. If it comes out a little bit before our show, it's different. But, I mean, if it's an hour plus, no lineup game for us. But we do have Home Run Derby.
Back. Stay fair! Go fair!
I don't believe what I just saw.
Home run.
Jamie, you're up first still, pal.
All right. Doubling down. Lars Newpark.
All
I
right.
had him yesterday, and I feel like if I change it today,
He'll hit one.
he'll hit one. So I'm just going to completely mind bend myself here and stay with Lars Newpark.
I don't blame you.
That's some good thinking, Jamie. I don't want to pick Burleson today, though. I think I'm going to double dip. I usually don't do this, but I'm picking Wilson Contreras to hit a home run off the guy that teaches everybody the art of pitching and throw him under the bus. Give me Wilson Contreras. 2 home runs today. Why not?
I absolutely love that call,
like
by
that
the way.
idea.
I want Jack Flaherty in a puddle of his own tears after Contreras bat flips that thing to the moon.
I would love to see that, actually.
That would be awesome.
That would. Hit a rock.
Throw the
just
bat
watch
at
it
him,
go.
too. Nah, don't do that. Kids, if you're listening, that's unsportsmanlike.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
I mean, he can. No.
Accidentally? On
Yeah.
purpose, maybe?
Okay.
You see, I threw the bat in the woods because It's made of wood, and
There you go.
Wanted to go home.
go
His
home.
family.
yeah.
I'm going to stay with who I had yesterday because I got some catching up to do. I mean, Mason Wynn for his
Mason Wynn.
first of the season.
I don't remember.
Why are you staring at me like that? What did I do?
Nothing. You're fine. Pick him again tomorrow, too.
I mean, if I can get 3, you keep going for 1. How about that?
Hey, the nude is 2.
Oh, okay.
All right?
I don't remember who I had yesterday. So
You had Paul Goldschmidt.
nah, he stinks. Give me Nolan Gorman today.
Oh, I thought you were going. Both of you guys pump faking with the Nolan.
Nah, he can't hit home runs. He's a single sitter.
That's why I thought Carey's going to take it for the hit.
Yeah, Carey got
He's absolutely hitting the first home run of the game.
Who's that? Arenado?
Oh, absolutely.
Probably.
Every time we talk, you know what, about this team, they just
win.
shove it.
Yep.
We should do that more often.
We should.
Yeah, that's
well,
true.
I mean, we do, though.
We've been pretty consistent. At this point, they should be in first place by a mile.
Yeah, that's true. The way we hammer this
That's the
team.
way we keep it real. That's what
Absolutely.
people say.
So, speaking of Jack Flaherty, I was looking at his numbers before the show. Now, he's got a 4.91 ERA. So, if you just look at the 4.91 ERA, you're like, this guy's having a terrible season. Well, 3.64 fielding independent percentage there. So, FIP, 3.64 FIP, more accurate than ERA in terms of how a pitcher is performing. His expected fielding independent percentage is 2.71, so he's pitching. He's likely to pitch even better moving forward. Strikeout rate is, as of right now, and it's a small sample size, strikeout rate for Jack Flaherty a career high, walk rate career low, and I just started laughing after that. His numbers outside of Sonny Gray and outside of, is there another one? No. So Sonny Gray. Outside of Sonny Gray, Jack Flaherty is outperforming the rest of the Cardinals pitchers. But I was all for moving on from Flaherty at the trade deadline last year. I had no issues with it. It was like Tyler O'Neill in the offseason. At some point, it's not going to happen here.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to happen in Boston for Tyler O'Neill or it's going to happen in Detroit for Jack Flaherty, but it wasn't happening here. Now, is that, though, I'll ask you guys this, is that a knock on the Cardinals scouting staff, pitching staff, coaching, where they, Tyler O'Neill goes to Boston. He's the same player. We'll see if he's durable, but for the most part, Jack Flaherty has been better in most key categories, again, albeit in a small sample size.
So I will say this, though, too, because Tyler O'Neill started where? In Seattle?
Yes.
So then, the Cardinals found a gem from Seattle because Tyler O'Neill played very, very good baseball for quite a good period of time here. Now,
That 1 year was excellent.
No, he still had some okay years after that, Anthony. Quit being come on. Don't be such a hardo. I know you're not, okay? Come on.
He had a great year. I'll give you that.
MVP-esque year. But he goes on to Boston. We'll see what happens ultimately. I think it's funny as hell how they're marketing him, though. Have you seen some of the things they're doing in Boston? Tyler O'Neill's doing the full bicep pose, like a baseball here, and the green monster in the background, doing the whole, his dad, Mr. Canada type thing. Never see that in here, that's for sure. But as far as Jack Flaherty is concerned, and any of the other pitchers that have gone on to find success, I think internally, if you're John Mozeliak, you have to look and examine at your pitching coaches and your process. Because it's not just Jack Flaherty who's gone on to pitch better. Like Jordan Hicks now has gone from a closer to now he's one of the most dominant starters in all of baseball. You have other guys, too, that have gone on to have more success at the pitching position. Did you have that when Mad Dog was here? I think Mad Dog elevated a lot of people. And certainly when Dave Duncan was here, Dave Duncan elevated almost anybody he was able to work with.
Sure.
Which is why the Cardinals were able to get away with what they were doing for so long. I don't think you have that anymore. I think you have some analytics people. I think you have some okay baseball minds. But then to find out through the process of acquiring free agent pitchers in the summer, or before we did, that they don't have the pitching lab, they don't have some of the resources that other teams are having. The league has not just caught up to you, it's passed you.
Yeah.
And I think that's where the Cardinals have missed on developing some of these pitchers is they're still trailing behind where other teams are focusing on what they have and how they can improve the player and then doing it. So the blame for me has to go to the front office.
We also had the conversation, I think, Carey, you and I had the conversation the one day about Jordan Hicks. I wonder if the Cardinals make up their minds and then it's that's it. They make up their minds on a player. This is who he is. unless it's Randy Rosarina, they give him a bit of a runway. But it's only like they can't get past certain things. Now, in defense of the Cardinals, Jordan Hicks did not have 4 pitches like he does now. Perhaps they needed to be patient and develop that skill set. That's an argument to be had. But I think the bigger issue is they couldn't get past that. They liked him more as a reliever. For Flaherty wasn't durable. He wasn't available for them. Yeah. You know, they knew what they had in him at one point.
Yeah, but even when he was healthy for stretches of time, like Jack even said it himself in an interview I read yesterday that, you know, he had a real hard time finding his stuff consistently here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, why?
Why?
Right.
Like, the injuries
That's
are one
coaching.
thing, but the rest, like, why?
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I think Tyler O'Neill and Jack Flaherty are in a different category than Jordan Hicks because those guys had opportunities. They just kept getting injured. Mm-hmm. And if you're often injured and unable to play, unavailable, then if a team decides to move on from you, I can't be frustrated or mad. Now, Tyler O'Neill, he goes on and has a heck of a hot start to start the season off. He's looking good. But you knew that. You knew that was there. Was he going to be able to stay healthy? That was the question. And so if you move on from him and he does great and he's healthy, you tip your cap and say, congratulations, very proud of you, very happy for you. Same thing with Jack Flaherty. When you're talking about Jordan Hicks, that to me is different because if you're saying he didn't have 4 pitches, he figured it out in 6 months. If he could figure it out in 6 months, you telling me he couldn't figure that out in 3 to 4 years he was here?
Yeah.
That, to me, is the problem. Like, you don't figure out how to throw 4 pitches. Oh, he only has 2 pitches. Then teach him. Because somebody else taught him if he didn't know, or maybe you didn't evaluate properly to see if he was
had
actually
those pitches, but the Cardinals wouldn't let him throw
and
it.
you were unable to throw them. And so that is probably, those are 2 totally different instances in my book. That just, in my book, those are just 2 different things. 2 of the guys were often hurt. You move on, you tip your cap if they stay healthy and they play and they become all-stars, Hall of Famers, whatever the case may be. But the other guy, when you don't give guys a real opportunity and then they go and become stars like Randy Rosarina, like Jordan Hicks, I don't know if he's going to become a star, but if they become stars, that to me is problematic because you're not doing a good enough job of evaluating the talent that is in-house at the moment.
Yeah, it's just interesting. If you look at Jordan Hicks over the last couple of years, in 2022, for example, he threw the sinker 65% of the time, and he had a sweeper, and he threw that 31% of the time. He had a changeup that he threw 2%, so he barely threw the changeup. Then in 2023, he threw the sinker 64% of the time, the sweeper 19%, and the fastball 11%. Then he also had a slider and a split finger, but he barely used it. This year, sinker 51% of the time, split finger 22%, and a sweeper for 20%. So he's got a 3-pitch mix now, and that split finger, that's not that hasn't been on his repertoire outside of 1% of the time a year ago. So somebody got a hold of him within the Giants organization and said to him, you can throw this split finger a lot more than you are, and if you mix it with the sweeper, you got something.
Or how about we want you to throw it?
Sure.
Listen, when we call for the split finger, all through spring training and all that stuff, I don't care if the guy puts it into the next orbit.
Right.
You need another pitch, and we're confident after watching you in the bullpen sessions, you've got that pitch.
Right.
Or, hey, I noticed you're throwing the split finger. Why don't you try doing this, though? Or, different release point or different placement of the ball in your hand, and now, boom, it unlocks something.
Mm-hmm.
That makes me think of Jordan Montgomery when he was in New York. They said he didn't throw his sinker, and when he got here, he started throwing it more. So maybe it's exactly. So maybe it's an organizational philosophy. As in New York, they didn't want him to throw a certain pitch. He didn't. When he got here, he felt more comfortable throwing it, and they wanted him to throw it. Same thing could be true for Jordan Hicks. Maybe the Cardinals didn't want him to throw certain pitches. Hey, your best pitch is this. You need to major in this pitch 65, 70% of the time, and we'll figure the rest of it out. And you're limiting a player when you're telling him when you put a player in a box and don't allow them to do all of the things that they're capable of doing, especially if they're extremely talented, which he is, and he was when he was here, and he's proving now that he still is. You're limiting what that player can do, and you're limiting yourself as an organization.
Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, Anthony Stalter. It's the Fast Line on 101 ESPN. We have what's trending next.
you're looking for replacement windows, please call Window World. Let's not forget that they are the preferred window of your St. Louis Blues. And one thing about Window World that I can tell you, well, a couple things, really. Their customer service is fantastic. In talking to one of the owners, John Gillette, and talking to several of their employees, including Marshy Marsh's brother over there at Window World, they care about the customers. They read the reviews, and if there's any problems, they want to go back and make it right. But guess what? The reviews are really great. Most people are completely satisfied, and they absolutely love the windows because the windows are a double strength glass. It gives it a strength that you don't find in normal windows. You get those replacement windows, sometimes they're thin, they break easy, they leak, whatever it is, it's just not good. Not with Window World. They give you an unbelievable window that fits your window opening perfectly, and they also back it up with a lifetime warranty that covers all the parts, glass breakage, and labor. Let's not forget that they still offer 18 months same as cash financing with approved credit. That helps you get your windows in. Maybe you need a little help there. Window World has got you covered. So please don't wait another minute. If you're looking for windows, call them at 314-993-1800. Again, that's 314-993-1800, or visit windowworldstlouis.com.
ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. The Cardinals have two games today, a doubleheader. The first one starts at 2:40. First pitch, so here in a few minutes. Kyle Gibson takes the mound going up against Jack Flahererty. We'll continue giving you updates throughout the day on game one of this doubleheader. Tonight on 101 ESPN, the New York Knicks take on the Philadelphia 76ers. Pre-game for that one starts at 5:30. We have What's Trending coming up next right here in the Fast Lane. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
It's time to find out what's going on in the sports world with What's Trending Now. Brought to you by Goodwill. Donate a car and get tickets to the St. Louis Cardinals.
Welcome back to the Fast Lane here on 101 ESPN with Anthony Stalter, Jamie Rivers, and Carey Davis. I'm Andrew Marsh, and it's time for What's Trending. Gentlemen, I saw this on Twitter/X today. This came out 22 hours ago from The Athletic on Twitter. Deion Sanders back in the news. There is a player, or was a player, on his team, Xavier Smith, who hit the transfer portal. And this is what Xavier Smith said about Deion Sanders telling him he should enter the spring transfer portal. In quote, he said, "I was actually getting mad, like tears coming to my eyes, because, bro, you never even tried to get to know me." He also then went on to say he was destroying guys' confidence and belief in themselves. The way he did it, it could have been done with a little more compassion. And then Shedeur Sanders, Deion Sanders, his son, the quarterback for the Colorado Buffaloes, tweeted, "I don't even remember him. To be honest, bro had to be very mid at best." What do you guys think of this? When you hear these quotes and you see the comment from the quarterback, his son, what comes to mind? And of course, you guys already know how he runs his program. Just what are you thinking about?
So me initially is that's life. That's life. Who's to say that Nick Saban or any other coach is going to treat you any differently when you're a middling player? And it's not that I don't care about the middling player. It's just that you don't care. Because it's all about wins. And it's not like Deion doesn't like the individual.
Yeah.
He just didn't play him and told him you should hit the transfer portal because you don't have a spot here.
Right.
So I'd rather that. And Carey, we've talked about it before, the honesty. I'd rather Deion tell me, by the way, you're really not going to play at my program. So instead of burying you again on the practice squad or not seeing the field for an entire season, you should probably enter the transfer portal. And then as far as Shedeur goes, that's his son. Of course he's going to step. If my kids didn't step up for me that way, I'd be like, what are you doing? No, they don't have to take to Twitter to do it, but, whatever. It is what it is.
I think the important thing to understand, especially now with college athletics, is it's a business. You got guys making millions of dollars in NIL money. You got guys transfer portal is open and available at all times. Guys can come and go as they please. It is a business, and parents, and this is what I, as a high school coach, a former high school coach, you have to understand that it is a business. If your performance isn't up to par, you will be looking for a new job. That's essentially what it is. That's what college athletics, football and basketball have become, because Deion Sanders has a program to run. He has to win football games, and if guys are transferring out, then he needs to replace them with guys that can come in. And if guys aren't good enough, then he needs to replace those guys with guys that are better. It is a business. It's not, you might not like the way that he said it. You might not like the words that came out of his mouth, but he is telling you the truth. You have no future here. It's time for you to move on. And I wish you the best. I'm sure he said something along those lines. But it wasn't fluffy and, oh, man, I love you, I appreciate you. Hey, this is a business. We are running a business. We're trying to win football games. We're trying to win national championships. And the best solution for your career going forward is to find a different place to play football, because it's not going to happen here.
I think Deion probably would have respected it more if the kid goes, all right, I'm going to go to a rival, and then every time we play, I'm going to shove it right, where the sun don't shine.
Yeah, he didn't. He didn't go.
Rick Wild thing, Vaughn.
He didn't go to
every time I come back to pitch against you.
I didn't cut you, son. Somebody's messing with you.
Right. Yeah. But still,
I think Deion would have been fine with that.
I think Deion would be like,
I think he would have been like, fine, son. Yeah, okay,
all right,
sure.
son.
Good
you
luck.
show more fire today than you have in
Well,
if you'd acted like that, we might not be in this room.
Well, Coach, I did act like that, but I still never played.
Yeah.
Well, you're not.
Okay.
Then you're just not
You're
good.
either not good enough. I would tell my parents it's only two reasons why your son doesn't start. Either someone's better than him, or he doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah.
And those are really the only two reasons why you are not playing. Life is competition. Football is competition. Everybody in this room had to compete with somebody else to get a job. Everyone listening had to compete with other people. They interviewed more than just you on most occasions. So life is about competition. If you aren't competing and succeeding, you're not going to get the job or keep the job.
You're right.
Yeah, he didn't go to a rival. He actually went to Austin P.
Oh.
So
is he going to play basketball?
Yeah,
or?
they got a football team.
Guys,
there.
honestly, a step backwards might be good for a player like that. You go, you play a lot, you dominate, and then God knows he can transfer again. At some point.
To Colorado.
Yeah.
Probably not.
I got a text here from 314.
Deion goes to the SEC.
Says, just lost a little respect for JR. Come on. Tell his kid to shut his mouth. Neon can't handle his own business. Tacky move by his son. I don't disagree with what you're saying. However, I know that myself now, I didn't have social media. There were other things that happened back when I grew up, when kids or people were disrespectful to my dad. I know things I did and said. And it's not that I expect my kids to go on social media and do that, but I have always been taught and preached with my own kids, my family, that I don't care. Nobody takes a shot at your family. Even if your family's wrong, you go punch somebody else out, then you come back to your family and slap them in the mouth and tell them to be quiet. That's the way we handle things at the Rivers house.
Yes.
All right, there you go. That's what's trending here in the Fast Lane on 101 to ESPN. Nick Wright said something interesting about a GM that when we were doing our NFL draft stuff yesterday, I gave a lot of praise to, and Nick Wright's got a fascinating point. But beyond that, is the nation's best actually the best? If you're looking at teams that won recent national titles. We'll explain what that is next on 101 ESPN.
Anthony, so many guys that are 30, 40, 50, they go through changes in life, and they don't understand, like, maybe why it's happening. I know myself, you get a little depressed. You're like, man, I'm not what I used to be, and you're getting a little out of shape, maybe a little overweight. Things are happening, a little depressed. Recapture your life. And for me, the number one thing was changing a lot of my own habits, but then going to Mantality. And once I sat down with the people over at Mantality, it's been life-changing. It really has. I can talk about it all day long, and we can talk about doing live reads and all this stuff, but it really has been life-changing to where I've got more energy, I've lost weight, I'm more effective in the gym, old injuries are healing, all these things, all because I took the time and kind of manned up and went over to Mantality to get some answers.
Well, it's interesting. You say, I want to make these changes. Maybe you do want to make the changes, and for whatever reason, you just don't have that motivation to do so. And then you wind up chasing supplements, or you chase something else, and you don't get the results that you're looking for. You don't get into the gym consistently, and you don't change. And you're right. Mantality has helped me as well. You had brought me down there, and I said, okay, I'm going to do the same thing, Jamie. I saw the results in Jamie. Now I feel the results for myself, and I love it. I love the way I feel. I love the way I feel each and every day.
Crushing it.
Thank you, Jamie, as are you. I talk about it all the time going home and just doing like simple errands. I'm like, okay, what's next? What's next on the to-do list? I feel great. You will too. Jamie does too. Head down to Mantality. 2 locations, one in Chesterfield, one in South County. Tell them Jamie and Anthony sent you in there. You can also visit them online, lowtusa.com. It's Mantality. right, before we get into this next topic, Marsh, you wanted to share a text from the Air Comfort Service text line.
Yes, I did, from the 314. This is going back to last segment when one of our listeners texted in to Jamie, and this one is from a different listener, but it's from the 314. Jamie, I don't think that texter was all mad about your take. I think this has to do with your power grab last Freedom Friday. Never forget.
That's a good point.
There was no power grab.
It was.
John Denton, an avid listener of the show, he texted in his own thing. Why do we deny him? Just because he's media?
I mean,
we didn't deny him.
We clearly didn't
ask him.
But
live on the air.
Freedom Fridays are all about the listeners texting us.
Denton's a listener.
Nah, I don't think he is.
He's an avid listener. Call him right now.
He texted Jamie the topic he wanted to talk
his
about.
number.
Well, that's your fault. See?
He's only got Jamie's number.
Maybe
he didn't text any of us.
That's
either.
right.
Just him.
I'm not
he didn't
giving out
text
his
the group.
number.
Yeah.
You can spin this all you want, but the listeners know that you hijacked Freedom Friday.
I wouldn't call him. He's probably in the middle of tweeting something like the Cardinals went down 1-2-3 in the first inning via the strikeout.
Jack Flahererty
Hey, Kyle
mowed him
Gibson
down.
looked good too.
He did.
All right, he set down the side. I wasn't from the strikeout, but
Hey, ground balls.
I think
Ollie
the first,
told us.
yeah, I think the first one was a fly ball, but
Straight to Newt.
I think it was. I could be wrong. I mean, we got the games on up. We get the game on here,
Hope he
so
catches
we're
it.
kind of watching it simultaneously. But all right, it's Fastlane on 101 at ESPN. Nick Wright of FS1. He also does some serious radio. He brought a good point about the Eagles, Howie Roseman. I had said yesterday, the Eagles the last couple of years, I've really enjoyed their drafts because they find football players. Like Will Shipley, if you ever watch him at Clemson, the running back, he's a football player. Might not test particularly well, but Howie Roseman, I think, does a good job of, I'm going to go with production. I'm going to go with, players at the biggest schools or the most successful schools, and we're going to go from there. And the Eagles, over the last couple of years, have had a pretty good track record. So here's Nick Wright, though, kind of hammering, not my point, but the praise issued to Howie Roseman.
Their GM, Howie Roseman, and maybe this is smart, tends to be, his draft mimics the consensus media big boards more than any other GM, which is why every year people are like, Howie did it again, because he's doing what the media big boards would have done. He even said in his press conference after the third-round pick, Jalix Hunt, pardon me, that, man, I almost texted Daniel Jeremiah asking him to take him off his best available list because I didn't want someone else to draft him. I was like, Howie, I'm not sure if other GMs are really scouring Daniel Jeremiah, because here's what we don't do as much. Because I think he's a sharp GM, and I think trading back is smart, and I think getting extra draft picks are smart. But a lot of the picks that we have talked about, wow, this guy was the 9th player on everyone's board, and he went 30th. Those didn't work out.
So I think it's funny. It's an interesting point. Nick Wright usually brings up perspective that not a lot of people have. So I think I give him a lot of credit for that. I do think he's a little short-sighted with how the recent draft picks for the Eagles have panned out. Jalen Carter was a stud last year. Nakobe Dean is a starter for them. Josh Sweat is a starter for them. You look at the two corners that they drafted, likely starters this year for the Eagles. I think he's the track records there. He found Jalen Hurts a couple years ago in the second round. Everybody crushed him, by the way, because why would you take Jalen Hurts when you already have Carson Wentz on the roster? Well, Jalen Hurts took you to a Super Bowl. But I wanted to broaden the conversation a little bit. One thing that he does that I know he receives a lot of praise for, he'll take players out of Georgia, take players out of Alabama. He'll take players that have won national championships. Do you guys think that some of these guys that go on, especially like Alabama players, do you think they fit better within the team? And then when they get to the NFL, there's a little bit of a misevaluation because Alabama is so good. And you don't have to just do the defense. Mac Jones, for example. A lot of the position players seem to usually pan out. The skill positions, I should say, pan out. But it's almost like the whole is better than the sum of its parts, when it comes to Alabama and Georgia. Do you think there's a misevaluation sometimes when it comes to the teams that win big?
Well, maybe. When you break it down like that, maybe, because you're surrounding each player with the best group of players in the nation,
right?
Pretty much. So if you have a flaw of some kind, you can hide it within the group. You can't hide many flaws at the NFL level because all of those guys are now the best of that group. So you're not, and you're also playing against the best players in the world. You're not playing against a team that couldn't recruit as good as you,
right?
Or a team that's defensive line is the biggest guy, 6'3". Like, you're not playing against that.
You're playing against the Citadel every once in a while.
So I think that there can be a misevaluation, but I do feel like there are some positives, though, too, from taking guys from those types of programs. One, those programs are very well run, very prepared, very professional-like.
Well coached, and those players usually know their stuff. Offensively, the players probably know the playbook, probably understand why they have certain plays and where they're supposed to be. And, Carey, you could talk way more about that than I could ever talk about. But there is a value to that, too, of getting a player that is used to being part of a successful program and performing at a high level.
I think going and getting those type of players, it breeds confidence. Those guys have an elite level of confidence because they've been in a room with 3 other first-round draft picks. It is dog eat dog. We have to be the best in order to even get on the field here, let alone make it into the NFL. So I think when you're drafting, if you go and draft those guys, Philadelphia became Georgia South Georgia North for a little bit because they were drafting so many Georgia guys. And then, he does a really good job of building this team and going and getting positions of need and probably getting them before you actually need them to be able to have those guys set and in place and ready to roll when a guy like Jason Kelsey retires. You got your guy in place. You're ready to go. So they've Howie Roseman has done a really good job with this Eagles organization for the last few years of getting guys in that are going to be really good for that team.
That's a really good point. You're right. Usually, when teams draft like a year ahead, when everybody's like, they didn't need that, they don't need that now.
Right.
Yeah, that's actually
a year from now.
That's called good management.
Yes, the Ravens do that very well.
They drafted Cam Jurgens in the 2nd round. He's their starting center now.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, you draft for the position of need. Darius Slay he's going to be out of there at some point. You draft 2 guys that can fill that void, fill that role. Obviously, you needed some guys for that position, but just doing a good job of making sure you're drafting the replacement before you actually have to replace that person.
Right.
Did you guys notice that Trojan horse comment right there by our pal Anthony Stalter?
Man, I missed it. What did he say?
Yeah.
You picked up on it.
I did.
I missed it. What did he say?
I was giving you credit, Carey, for bringing up an outstanding point. It was Carey's point. The best teams usually draft for need a year from now. Maybe even two years from now.
And Jamie even said that's great management.
It is. It is great management.
Hey, the Atlanta
tried to get
Falcons,
him.
huh? Yeah, I said it was a good pick.
Yeah, you couldn't get that one past me.
I said it was a good pick.
By the way, I remember earlier I was saying, I said Jack Flahererty, man, he's pitching really well.
He is. 6
up, 6 down for Jack Flahererty, all 6 via the strikeout.
Yeah.
All 6.
That's not bad.
Far. Yeah.
Yeah, but just watch. He'll get hurt here soon.
Maybe not in this game. He's not going to get hurt in this game.
And gentlemen, we call that the art of pitching.
Yeah. That's tough.
He blew 96 4-seamer straight down the middle. In fact, he didn't even place it the right spot past Goldie.
No.
We can't hit.
That's what Goldie should have been able to
fastballs.
knock the screws out of that thing. He didn't.
No.
They weren't expecting him to throw strikes. They've been watching him throw pitches outside of the zone for the last 3 years.
And his velo has been way down. Apparently he found it in Motown.
Good.
As he mows them down.
Mowing down in Motown.
Speaking of Mo.
T-shirts now available.
There. Speaking of Mo, there might be more Mo's around Major League Baseball than you think, and I don't know if that's going to make you feel good or not. That's next on 101 ESPN.
All right, it's that time of year. I see a lot of for sale signs going up in yards and people getting stressed out because they want to make sure they sell their home. They have lots of questions. Maybe they don't really understand where the market is trending, what price should be asked for their home. Let me help you out. Call Gloria Lou with your home sold guaranteed realty. For several reasons. Gloria has been in the business forever, and she understands the art of selling your home. And she also understands that it's not always the same way that you sell your home. Each house is different than the other. That's why Gloria has options. Maybe it's a cash offer. Maybe it's a closing date with no showings. Maybe whatever it is. My favorite is the guaranteed sales. That's where Gloria will sell your home at the agreed upon price, or she buys it herself. And she puts all of that in handwriting. And I think Gloria Lou is so confident about selling your home is because she has a database with years and years of buyers that are ready to jump on the listings and get you to the closing table. So please, if you're selling your home or thinking about it here in the spring, your first phone call has to be to Gloria Lou. That number is 314-325-6888. Again, that's 314-325-6888, or you can always visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. Conditions still apply. Gloria and the seller must agree upon the sales price and possession date. All right, we're talking about allergy season yesterday. Well, today was no different for me, but the difference that I had was that I had medicine from the medicine shop in St. Charles because my friends over there pointed me in the right direction, gave me a good solution to what's been going on for me during allergy season, and they can do the same for you too because they have a great group of people. Customer service is so important to them. And fellas, hey, if you're using ED meds, stop paying too much for them. That little blue pill, the gummy thing, stop. You're paying too much. Go to the destination for cheap ED meds, which is the medicine shop in St. Charles. They've got sildenafil for less than $2 a pill. Prescription required, of course. And let's not forget to sign up for their program where they offer free, discreet shipping and delivery to your home or your workplace for any medicines that you require on a regular basis. Let's say you can't get to the pharmacy. Let's say you don't have time to get there on a regular basis. Don't worry about it. The medicine shop will bring your medicine to your home. And that's all guaranteed with unbelievable customer service. You should take full advantage of it. So please go there in person or visit them online at stcharles.medicineshop.com. That's stcharles.medicineshop.com.
Well, it took 7 straight strikeouts before the Cardinals
got a hit.
Put one in play.
They got a bat on the ball.
Put one in play.
Oh, he did get
Mason
out?
Wynn grounded out to the shortstop. So, hey,
he had good soft contact on that pitch, though.
Seemed like pretty decent exit velo, right to the shortstop.
Hey, you know what? Kyle Gibson's pitching well.
Come on, Carey.
All right, it's a pitcher's duel. Okay, it's not just Jack Flahererty
Let's see
right
what
now.
Gibby's got here. I got
He
faith
looks
in
good.
Gibby. I do.
Gibby looks good thus far.
He's going to be tired eventually. You throw that many pitches trying to strike these guys out. Eventually,
He's going to be out in the 5th, Gary. That's a great point.
Yeah. Throwing a lot of pitches.
Yeah, save all your hits for after that.
Absolutely.
Only throwing
Their
33
bullpen's not good.
in 3 innings.
The Tigers?
Yeah.
It's very good.
No, it's not. No, it's terrible.
There you go.
Oh, see? Who was that? Who got the first hit?
Herrera, and he wasn't even supposed to play.
Ivan Herrera. He'll be benched later.
Tell us how you really feel, Anthony.
You know how I feel about Ivan Herrera.
Jeez, Anthony.
Hey, sir. Who hurt you?
Game 2. You think Herrera's in there? Actually, he probably will be because Willson Contreras is going to start twice.
There you go.
So.
See?
Okay, technicality.
Do we play a second lineup game today? When will the next lineup come out?
I don't think we'll be on air when they release the next lineup.
I mean, they could, the way this game's going.
Yeah,
It is kind of flying.
Yeah.
Maybe text Ollie, tell him, hey, we need to line up for lineup game. So just send that out, please.
Tigers bullpen, you're right, 2.71, sixth best in all of baseball.
Yeah, they're not the best.
That was your 49ers smoke and mirror. Told you. All year.
We'll see today.
All year, the Niners for Jamie Rivers. Every single
Not
time we
this
played.
year.
No.
Like 2 years ago.
In 2019.
Garoppolo got them to the Super Bowl.
In 2019, Jamie Rivers, Carey, kept saying, 49ers, smoke and mirror. Smoke and mirrors, 49ers. I don't believe this team at all. They lose to the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. First thing out of Jamie's mouth was, told you. Okay, Jamie. So our guy Andrew Marsh played us some audio in the office today, and we're all like, what's Mo talking about? It wasn't Mo.
Oh.
Here's the audio.
Oh, boy.
I can confidently say that it's too early to have a strong evaluation. I think that we've seen some positive things with guys like Calvin Fauché. We've seen some players that I'm confident are going to improve based on what they've done so far. But at the end of the day, we have to remember it is not even May yet. And the worst thing that you can do is evaluate players too soon and come to the wrong conclusion.
Do you feel that the catching position will need an upgrade at some point? It's bottom barrel in Major League Baseball right now.
I think it's very fair to say that our catchers have struggled. I think both of these guys have track records to suggest that they're going to bounce back. Both of these guys have a lot of talent, especially defensively, especially with our pitching staff, a lot of the things that don't show up in their statistics. I'm also very confident that their offensive performance is going to improve.
He's a little more energetic than Mo, but all it was missing, guys, was a be patient.
I couldn't listen to him talk for an extended period of time.
So there you go. That's why we played it. Now you're a big fan of Mo. So that was Marlins president of baseball operations, Peter Bendix, on his evaluation of his team.
I wonder how
to
many
this
years
point.
Peter played.
Oh.
What?
I don't know, Jamie. That's a good question. We'll look that up.
Yeah.
We'll look that up. Yeah. So
he's telling his fan base that he essentially said be patient without saying those words, which Cardinal fans hate.
All 6,000
the Marlins
are.
Yeah, I mean, it's like 3,500 people.
6,000. When did they pick up 3,000 fans?
It's like 3,500 people that show up. Like they
one reporter at the press conference.
It's the same guy.
Right.
It's always the same guy.
Hey, Bill, come on in, Bill. Bill, skip the formalities, man. Come on in. Have a seat.
They got 6 wins, man.
Yeah.
Like that.
You stink.
Yeah.
Go get Skip Schumacher, right, Lisa?
He's saying it's too early to
just poke it.
Oh, this guy's on a generational run right now. He's just calling everybody out every day.
Holy smokes.
I just
they
thought
stink.
I'd bug Lisa a little bit.
Yeah, they stink is right. Marsh, you posed a question. What does this mean for the game of baseball? Should the game be driven by number nerds or baseball players? I think the evaluation of players, it's fine to use analytics. I do. I think, and fans get frustrated in game where it becomes a lot about the numbers, percentages, things like that. I think you have to be able to present the numbers in a way that's going to make sense for a player. If it doesn't, it's a moot point. We can't just assume that every single player is going to be able to absorb the numbers on the fly and be able to use them during a game. But when it comes to evaluating your roster, I got no issue with the data kind of speaking for itself. But I think what we have lost is that baseball IQ. Mm-hmm. In a game, think the game. What does this situation call for? What does my at-bat in this situation call for? It can't always be about trying to hit a home run. What is it? What is the situation calling for? I think that is what we've lost a lot of throughout the years.
I feel like when you say analytics in evaluation, it can be kind of misconstrued because you can put like numbers next to each other, but those people aren't alike. You know, does that make sense? Like they're not the same person. Like if the numbers for Albert are similar for someone else, yeah, give me Albert. I mean, I get it.
Right.
Give me him.
But I'm talking about in the offseason, though. I'm talking about the offseason.
But I think that's part of it as well. Like, you're still looking at numbers. You're basing it off of, okay, this guy had an OPS of 950. He had an OPS of 929. Sure. It's a few points less, but he's just as good. But is he? Is that the same in those moments? When are those hits coming? When is that time coming? Is player A more? Is he better under pressure in those moments, those key moments where you gotta get a run, or is player B gaining all of his hits in the first two innings?
But they have the numbers to support that. Like, you can access those numbers with the click of a mouse.
But if you
find out if the player's actually clutch or not.
But I think they still put the numbers side by side and say, player A and player B are similar.
Right.
But if player A is Albert, like you're talking about, then his numbers will be much different in those pressure situations.
Agreed.
So the numbers will actually tell you the story.
Got you.
Because otherwise, and I know how you feel about analytics, Carey, and I understand it.
Get off my lawn.
No, I totally understand you having that stance. But again, the platform I've been on with analytics the entire time is it's simply information. Mm-hmm. That's all. And the information is everywhere. Like when you talk about analytics, well, for you as a fullback, the yards per carry and the things like that, like all those numbers they didn't tell me exactly who Carey Davis was, but they told me about his performance on the field.
I agree. Again, there are places for analytics where, again, we would come in and have this defense runs blitz on 3rd down and 6 this percentage of the time, 75% of the time. That means we need to be revved up. That's analytics. Like, it is.
Yeah, you take the information and
but 25% of the time they're not blitzing, and I have to then react. So the analytics give you an idea of what could take place, but it's not 100% solidified that thing is going to actually happen.
And I just don't feel like fans want to hear that crap.
They don't.
They don't want to hear it because if their team is not doing good, they don't care how the team did or how players did in the past. They could be different players. A new year is a new year. Plus, numbers can't tell you if a guy just had a new child and is not getting sleep. If he's got some family issues going on or something's going on.
Translator is gambling. I don't know.
Something like that. Numbers happen.
In fairness to the Angels, Shohei didn't know.
Or to the Dodgers.
And now to the Dodgers, yeah.
But, those are the things that numbers can't provide.
Right.
And so you have to look at external things to really understand why a team is doing that.
Well, that's why your manager and your coaching staff is in place. The only thing I would say, though, is Carey, you were talking about, give me Albert. When it comes to the offseason, the Rays can't sign Albert, so they're looking for somebody similar.
They're looking for an advantage in the market.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why I said if you take the numbers and you want to do that in the offseason in terms of a player evaluation, I'm fine with it. Again, though, I think on a game-by-game basis, we're losing sight of the way the game, how you win the game. It's down to a spreadsheet. Jamie, you and I feel like have very similar takes on analytics. We know what they are and what they aren't.
Yeah.
They're not good or bad. It's just information.
Yeah.
To Marsh's point, I don't think fans should be inundated with it unless they seek it out. I think the broadcast, we got to get more analytics. That does not enhance the broadcast.
I actually, from a philosophical standpoint, disagree with that.
Philosophical standpoint?
From, as far as a broadcast is concerned,
yeah.
For me, when I broadcast, I don't dive too deep into the analytics. Because
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, people don't have time to process all that. With hockey in particular, things are happening so fast. You can't sit there and give them a whole bunch of numbers. They don't want to hear that.
That's what I said.
Yeah,
I agree. Yeah. Yeah. Well, you said you disagreed.
Yeah, you said philosophical differences.
I thought we had some philosophical differences here.
Okay, so my philosophical differences is with the broadcasts that use a lot of analytics.
Yes, I
not
think
Anthony.
Yeah, I think that's a problem. Yeah, I do. I agree. Because you're right. You can't process that information.
What are you trying to process it? You're trying to watch the play. You don't really know why the hell the play happened. And you get numbers. What do the numbers pertain to?
Like falling over with all of the
whatever.
Yeah, but if you want to research FanGraphs, you want to go to moneypuck.com or whatever and dive into it. Great. Evaluate. This player has been better than I thought. The eye test. You don't pass the eye test. Well, wait a little bit. He's actually playing better than you think. That's different than here is the guy's baseball savant page, and now I'm going to throw up on the listener all this information. Just doesn't work, doesn't translate. All right, we're going to play Are You Sold next, so if you want to participate in Are You Sold, text us 314-399-9646. Text us an Are You Sold statement, and we'll dive into it next on 101 ESPN. We're going to play Are You Sold? I actually am going to start off with one. All right?
Oh, boy.
Jamie. And listen, Marsh, Carey, feel free.
Oh, I thought you were targeting me.
I am going to target you, though. Are you sold that the Nashville Predators are done? Because you and I were on Nashville heading into this series.
Yeah.
But after that absolute choke job that they had the other day, I am sold that they're done. What about you?
Oh, yeah, they're done. They're done. I'm sorry.
Like tonight.
Oh, like tonight?
Yeah. Canucks gonna take him behind the woodshed. Oh, UC Saros. Don't trust him as far as I can throw him.
Yeah, he's not that big of a guy, so you could probably throw him a couple yards.
Get the legs into it.
Juice.
I think the Preds actually win tonight. I think they lose the series 4-2.
Okay, so you're not sold that they're donezo tonight.
Tonight, yeah. A lot of teams, with their back up against the wall, they have a big push in that game. And Nashville has that kind of character in their locker room to give a big push. And Saros just has to be better than he has been, which
I think he stinks.
He had a pretty good season, man. He's a huge part of the reason why they made the playoffs.
I think that's great in the regular season, but in the postseason, you got to have postseason players.
The analytics tell me that.
Tell us more. Oh, don't worry about it.
All right.
I don't.
You want some analytics?
No, I'm okay.
Hold on.
What you got, Marsh?
What about saves above expected? We talk about that. Expected goals?
The expected ones are Carey's favorite. So you don't think they're done either?
I don't think they're done. I like the makeup of the team. I think that they've had a lot of adversity this season, and they've proven that they can deal with that adversity. Plus, the Canucks, for some reason, I don't know, like a chance to win on home ice. Are they still playing the Sheloff fella? Is he still in net? They're down to the third goaltender.
Well, he was their fourth, actually, on the depth chart.
Wow.
He was their third goaltender to end the season,
right.
But fourth on the depth chart. They had one guy that got injured, too, and another guy that's lower. But nobody's sure who the hell's playing. Because
that's a concern for me.
DeSmith was on the ice this morning. And was it Sheloff?
I think that's his name.
Yeah, I think that's how you say it. And he was on the ice, and then both goalies went and met with head coach Rick Tocchet, which is usually reserved for just the starting goalie. Apparently, that's how they do things. Starting goalie goes, talks to the coach real quick, kind of go over some things, then on your way. Both goalies went over. Both goalies talked to him. Both goalies left the ice. So nobody knows who the hell's actually starting.
I just think like a fan base that celebrates game one like they just won the cup. I just feel like that team and that fan base is destined to be heartbroken.
Vancouver?
Yeah. They won
Andrew,
game one and they
coming
were
in,
parading
I'm like,
down the
I'm
street.
with you.
Have you seen what they've done to their own city in years past?
I have. That's why they don't have a watch party outside anymore.
1994 and 2011, I believe, they basically burned the town to the ground down like when they lost in the cup final.
They rebuilt.
No. It was not great.
I don't know. I like Nashville, but they'll probably lose tonight just because I said that.
All right. Are you sold?
All right, let's get to it. From the Waterboy, are you sold that Jack Flahererty owns the Cardinals?
I am, at least through 4 innings.
Just give it time. Wikipedia will have him owning the Cardinals by the end of the day.
Oh, and apparently so does Riley Green. Riley Green also owns
so much
the country music singer.
Cardinals.
To center field.
No, I'm talking about
Didn't have to worry
the
about
man that
catch.
just hit the sixth home run of the season. Tigers now up 1-0.
Wait. How do you hit it? It must have been an inside the park home run.
What do you mean?
Like ball hit on the ground. He got past everybody.
Marsh, it's interesting that you say that. No, Ollie Marmol said, why don't we go with our best ground ball defense? Because Gibby is a ground ball guy. I have mostly seen fly balls.
Straight to center field.
Straight to Lars.
This one, too, right over
field.
Lars's head, although Lars couldn't catch that one. But
no. You need a rocket up. Go ahead, Marsh.
Yep. From the 217, Jamie, are you sold that Steven Stamkos will finish his career as a Tampa Bay Lightning?
Yeah, I am. This guy, he was a first overall pick by the Lightning. He is Mr. Tampa Bay Lightning. The GM the GM had a talk with Steven Stamkos and said, I can't offer you a contract now because I want to see the landscape at the end of the season. And he knows that Steven Stamkos wants to continue to win in Tampa. He doesn't want to end his career on a losing team, and he gets a couple extra $1 million. So the GM basically said, we're going to sit down, evaluate the group, and then I'm going to be able to present you with a contract that lets me at the same time build around you. Mm-hmm. So the Tom Brady type thing. And I think that that's what's going to happen. I think Stamkos, not only do I think, Stamkos has made really good money in his career, and it's not that I want to take money out of his pockets. It's certainly not my right. He's earned every penny that he's made so far, but I think that once you get to a certain point in your career, he's won a couple of Stanley Cups, he's aging, he would probably like to finish his career as a guy that was on a winner. It made $8.5 million this year, which is the last year of his deal. I could see Stamkos signing for, $7 million next year, but like for 5 years or so that the team can continue to build around him.
From the 314, are you sold that City SC will have less than 8 more draws in the rest of the regular season?
They'll have less than 8 draws?
Less than 8.
Where are they now? They're like 5, I think.
Oh.
If memory serves me correct.
It's not a loss.
No, it's not,
Not
Carey.
a win.
I think they're at
You want to
5.
play overtime? Just keep playing?
Soccer should do that.
No, I'd like them to score.
They're at 5.
5, yes.
I would like them to put the ball in the net that's the size of this building. That's what I would like to see them do.
Would you guys be in favor of, like, soccer overall? Instead of ending in a draw, they go down to, like, 5 players on each side.
Oh.
So almost like 3-on-3 NHL style. And you're going to get a goal.
You are going to get a goal.
Yeah.
Feels like a lot of running.
I would like if there was more scoring during the 90-minute plus time that they play.
That's kind
Now
of
you're
where
just
I'm at,
asking for too much, Marsh.
Yeah. They do play for 90 minutes, 90 plus minutes.
My point is I would rather see, like, 5-on-5 than penalty kicks. Penalty kicks, like, come on. One goalie makes a save, your team probably wins.
I love penalty kicks.
Yeah.
I do too.
I'm going to
trash.
disagree with you on
It's
that
trash,
one.
Marshy, and you know it.
Yeah, I'm not worried about the sanctity of the game. So give me the penalty kicks.
Such a jerk.
What? I try to be honest, and then everybody does, people don't like it.
Whatever. Next.
Would you rather me say what I wanted to say?
I actually would, Anthony.
Well, I won't, because I respect our listeners who do enjoy a good football match.
There you go.
Okay?
Yeah.
Where the boys wear the boots. All right?
And they play to a draw.
And they play to the draw.
All right, let's do one more here. From the 314, Jamie, are you sold? You're just getting called out.
Seriously.
From the 314, Jamie, are you sold that Boston is going to let Jim Montgomery walk in the offseason?
No, I'm not. I wouldn't. I think that if Jim Montgomery walks at all, it's going to be his choice. But the Bruins, we did find out that Monty has one more year with the Bruins.
Right.
So the Bruins would have to fire him. Now, an interesting scenario would be trading. Now, it's happened like 2 times, maybe 3 in the history of the NHL where the coach has been traded. It'd be interesting to see if the Bruins see a team, especially with so many teams that have no head coaches. Does a team finally look to capitalize that way? I'll trade you Jim Montgomery for your first rounder and player X. Like, because you're allowed to do it.
Would that be worth it?
I'm just making it up.
Would it be worth it?
If you're the Bruins, maybe. Maybe if they have a good coach that they know.
If you're the Blues?
If you're the Blues, well, what would you have to give up?
I don't think people would care at this point.
You'd have to give up. I don't know.
It's hard because it's really there's not a big precedent set with it.
I didn't do it this time. It was March.
I didn't say anything, but I kind of did. I mouthed something to Anthony. Right. Maybe it got picked up on YouTube.
I'm gonna check now, you little.
I'm looking at you right now.
Next.
Did it pop up?
It did.
Yeah, a little
I don't think people would know. Unless maybe you don't like watching this player. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. So Katie Wu got asked a question about Mo and his relationship with the fans that was really interesting in one of her recent chats. And the question, just to paraphrase, was actually our response to it was this: What does Mo have to do to repair the relationship with the fan base? And we're talking about him actually being the president of baseball operations. So don't just text in or leave us a mic drop. Yeah, if he quits, then I'd like him again. We're not talking about that. If he's in the front office, what does he have to do for you to show him some, give him a little bit of praise? Is it World Series or nothing? Leave us a mic drop, text in. We'll answer that question next on 101 ESPN. If you're looking for a reliable roof company, listen up. Happy Roof Company. That's the trusted team that I go with because they've been in St. Louis for over 10 years. They do a great job when it comes to fixing problems. Whether you have a leak or a damaged roof, they'll have somebody to look at your issue within 24 hours of when you call them. So with all the rain that we've seen here recently in St. Louis over the last couple of weeks, if you do have a problem with your roof, give them a call. 314-665-3001. Again, 314-665-3001. They've got free estimates with the Happy Roof Company with competitive pricing, cost-effective solutions on flat roofing and metal roofs, and they don't chase storms. They're not one of these companies that come in and out following a storm, and you don't know if they're going to be around to honor their warranty. Speaking of warranty, Happy Roof Company, they got a 10-year labor warranty on all shingle roofs. They only use superior high-end products, and they've got great relationships with realtors as well. So if you're, selling a home and you want to get a new roof to increase maybe the value of said home, great. They've got a great relationship, again, with realtors. So give the Happy Roof Company a call, 314-665-3001. Tell them Stalter sent you. Visit thehappyroof.com. It's the Happy Roof Company.
ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Cardinals are losing 1-0 against the Detroit Tigers in Game 1 of today's doubleheader. Kyle Gibson on the mound going up against Jack Flaherty. Jack Flaherty threw 5 innings, has only given up 2 hits and has 12 strikeouts. We talked about Jack Flaherty earlier in the show. If you missed that segment, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free 101 mobile app. You'll find all of our shows there, and it's all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Later today on 101 ESPN, we'll have the Knicks and 76ers 5:30 pregame right here on 101 ESPN. This SportsCenter update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, an independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
So Katie Wu got a question about Mo in one of her recent chats, and we thought about the relationship between Mo and the fan base, and it's not the entire fan base. We do get texts, and we do see some tweets, and we do get some mic drops of people having, I won't say defending Mo, but having at least his perspective, right, in minds. It's like one person, basically.
Sometimes it's me.
Sometimes it's Carey playing a role. But other than that, we typically see people that are frustrated with Mo, that highlight a lot of his deficiencies as the president of baseball operations. So we thought of the question, how can the relationship between the fan base and Mo be repaired with Mo in the front office? So if you just text in or leave us a mic drop and say, well, Mo just needs to quit, and then I'd be good with him. That's not what we're talking about.
He has to keep his job.
Yes. In this scenario, he's got to keep his job. Yeah. I think, guys, with how far we are down the road with Mo and the fan base, it's basically World Series or nothing. Is that extreme?
This year?
Just to repair the relationship with the fan base. So whether he's here a year
so it's not
or
realistic.
2 years
it's just
or 3
what he
years.
has to do.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
I thought you meant I was like, yeah, no chance of that.
No, I'm just saying unless I have a different read on how angry the fan base really is, then I think it is win a World Series or else this fan base, the relationship's just going to be fractured.
What if they win a playoff round?
No.
Mm-mm.
Okay, but hear me out. Last year, their last place, worst season in I don't even know how long, almost in ever.
In ever, Bob.
And if they're able to turn it around, a 180 in one off season, and let's say the bats start to heat up and whatnot,
and the car up today.
Well, no, but I'm looking ahead, Carey.
You're facing Flaherty,
and they end up either winning the division or getting in as a wild card, and they win the first round and head off to the divisional. Like, is that enough to maybe not forgive him, but almost be like, okay,
NLCS for me.
Okay.
I want to read a text here from the 618. Sorry. He says, or she says, it starts with being genuine. He's been disingenuous about payroll injuries. He needs to spend smart. His free agency track record is a nightmare. The Cards are not the Dodgers, but they aren't the sisters of the poor. When you spend, it has to count. He's won some trades with Goldie and Nato when they fell into his lap. He's lost some others that cost control players.
Can I address the first part of that? There's nothing. I understand why the fans are frustrated with the way Mo speaks, and so I get that. I do.
Do you think he knows that, or do you think he cares?
I think he's aware.
He might be aware, but that's also who he is. So if we want to talk about his track record, the free agency and trades, okay, that's his performance. When it comes to him speaking, there's just some people you're like, man, I feel like you're arrogant. You're talking down to me. But that's also them.
But not if everyone, I won't say everyone, but if the majority of people feel that way, then it's you. Like I've learned this in therapy. If a bunch of people say the same thing about me and they don't know each other, it's probably me. Like you have to take account for what you're doing. Like if you two don't even know each other, you say the same thing. Yeah, it's me.
Yeah,
it's me. It's me that has to change and do something differently. And so I think with Mo, if multiple people are saying, yeah, when you speak, it's like you're talking down to us, yeah, you should probably fix that. Because it does come off as condescending. It does make people feel like you think you know. Well, if you know that damn much, then why ain't you winning? That's the question that people. That's the question that people begin to ask. Sure. If you are that smart, well, then where are the championships? So if you don't want those questions, then maybe your approach being different will help in that regard and help mend those relationships.
Can he though? Like can he? Maybe it goes back to whether or not he's aware of it or not.
He has to be. There's no way you're not aware of it. Especially because, look, we all understand that even though Mo says he's not on social media and all that and doesn't listen to the radio, he does. He's got a burner account. They all do. No, they all do. Or he's got somebody that every day reports back to him on what they're saying on social media, because you'd be a fool not to. You have to know what the temperature of your fan base is on a regular basis. You have to know. It's not a direct reflection of how you're doing your job, but it is a certain amount of respect to your fan base to know how they're feeling, even if they're overreacting. Mm-hmm. And so I think that he listens to the radio. I think Mo is well aware of how he presents himself. If you've noticed, he's dropped the bow tie over the last couple of years, too. Like, why did he do that? All of a sudden, they're not comfortable anymore for him? Like, no, because they called him bow tie guy, and so now the bow tie is gone. A little more relaxed. But think about this.
No, I agree.
Mo 2-3 years ago was bow tie, clean shaven. Now Mo is no bow tie, shirt open, little bit of like the 5 o'clock shadow going.
Mm-hmm. Little Anthony Stalter chest hair going on.
Yeah, but he's almost like, look, I'm trying to be a little more relatable here.
Right.
But the way he talks, he hasn't been able to fix that part.
Sure.
So I don't know. I believe he's fully aware of it. No. I know what my flaws are. I mean, there's very few, but I still know what they are.
All right, let's. We are going to do
giving, Carey.
Yeah.
That's what they tell me.
Yeah.
We are going to do more of your mic drops later in the show, but let's play one now from Colin on this topic.
So, number one, to answer your question, what can Mozeliak do to fix the relationship with the fan base? Number one, I don't think he should have to fix anything at all. I mean, as a 27-year-old, I mean, the Cardinals have been consistently competitive my entire life. I mean, any other sports franchise would love to be in the position that Cardinals fans have been in. I mean, it's just been amazing. Now, the last 7 years has been a completely different story, you know. I get all of that. So to answer your question, I think what it would take would be to combine both a regular season dominant team with a deep playoff run. Because in my lifetime, never have we ever combined, you know, a 95-plus win team with a deep playoff run. Both of our World Series has come with wildcard teams or sub-90 win teams. And I think that obscures the perception of him because we've had some very good teams throughout my lifetime. And, you know, he's just never been able to, for whatever reason, line up the 100-win team with a dominant postseason run. So I think that would be what would fix the perception of John Mozeliak.
It's interesting. It's interesting perspective from Colin.
Now, this deep playoff run, is that World Series? Because I think of 04 and 2013 as those being deep playoff runs with really good regular season teams. They just did not win the World Series. So what are we categorizing as deep playoff run? Is that a World Series win, a World Series appearance?
For me, it's
a pennant appearance.
Yeah.
Well, let's not forget,
NLCS.
It wasn't that long ago that the Cardinals were in the NLCS. They didn't perform well, but it wasn't that long ago. Like, if we're trying to be completely honest here, like, they're a playoff team almost every year. They weren't last year, but for the most part. But then they did get by the Braves. They did get to the NLCS. Didn't perform well, but they're up against a pretty good Nationals team as well.
Yeah, they won it all. Yeah.
Yeah. So
that pitching staff.
Do we just
incredible.
forget about that? And was that a deep enough playoff run?
I don't think so. I think if they maybe take the Nationals to the brink,
maybe win
on
again
that NLC. Yeah, that would help.
Score a run.
Game.
Try not to get nearly no hit.
I think a lot of fans think that 2019 team was a fluke.
Yeah, which, I mean, that's kind of unfair, right? Because you got in, you won a playoff series. I mean, 50. What'd you score? What'd you score in the first inning against the Braves in the crucial game?
Like 10 runs.
I remember going into that game. A lot of people were nervous because of the matchup and all that stuff. And after that, it's like, oh well, this offense, who knows? And then Steven Strasburg and Max Scherzer and Anibal Sanchez and Patrick Corbin showed up, and it didn't go well, guys. Just didn't. No. All right, this Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Do teams need trees on the blue line to have success in the playoffs? We'll talk about that next on 101 ESPN.
Mother's Day is right around the corner, and if you are looking for something easy yet incredibly special that truly shows your mom how much she means to you, I have the perfect gift for you. That's a gift certificate from Sound Story. Sound Story is a professionally produced hour-long conversation in which your mom is interviewed by your choice of professional interviewers. They got Randy Carricker, Tim McKernan, Anthony Stalter available. And right now, let's not forget that it's 10% off when you use code ESPN now through Mother's Day. And there's also a video option. So think about how great that would be to have your mom sit down and talk about her life story and things that happened along the way. And not only do you have the audio that you can play for as long as you possibly want to your kids, your grandkids, your great-grandkids, but now you have video as well to go along with that. And again, don't forget about that 10% discount by using the code ESPN. You can preserve your mom's life story, her smile, her laugh. Save it for your family to enjoy for generations to come. All you have to do is go to mysoundstory.com, enter promo code ESPN to get this Mother's Day special of 10% off a gift certificate for Sound Story. That's promo code ESPN at mysoundstory.com. Sound Story, for you, for them, forever.
playing the Gauntlet, you can. Just text in the word Gauntlet to the Air Comfort Service text line, 314-399-9646. So, again, if you want to participate in the Gauntlet, which is about 10 minutes, just text in Gauntlet, 314-399-9646. Jamie McLennan was on Coming in Hot, talking about the NHL being a copycat league, and it kind of led us to a topic that we wanted to discuss about, whether or not, well, why don't we just listen to Jamie first?
Eric Brandstrom, is he on your team next season with the Ottawa Senators?
Okay, so this is an interesting one because I like Eric. And I think we've seen him develop in front of our eyes. He's got more confidence skating, uses his body. The question is, if this is a copycat league and you're seeing teams that have success on that third pairing, they have trees, they don't have shrubs. So that is the biggest takeaway. Yes. Is if he's going to play on the third pairing, he's got to be, a physical type. Like that's why I think Clevin is going to push through because he's a big monster and kind of like that stay-at-home Nicholas Hague type of player. But that doesn't mean that Brandstrom can't play the right side. But I still think there's going to be I don't know how you guys feel. I think they're trading a defenseman.
So, again, that's Jamie McLennan on the Coming in Hot podcast. And the player they're talking about, Brandstrom, is a smaller guy, comparable in stature to a Torrey Krug or a Scott Perunovich, and very stylistically similar to puck-moving, skater, power play type guy. But what Noodles McLennan is talking about is what we have been talking about for at least 2 years now, maybe even longer, about that size on the blue line. Last year, the Vegas Golden Knights, they had those trees. They didn't have shrubs back there in the middle of the ice defending in front of their net. The St. Louis Blues in 2019 had trees back there. The Tampa Bay Lightning had trees. They had Hedberg, Bogosian, McDonough, like some guys. The Russian guy, I forget his name right now, but he was another big player. So moving forward for the Blues, it's kind of a interesting discussion because, Army's kind of handcuffed right now with 4 no-trade clauses and his top 4 defensemen. And of those 4 defensemen, there's really only one with size, and that's Colton Parayko. Nick Leddy's adequate, 6 feet, 195 pounds. Justin Falk probably about the same thing. Mm-hmm. But I wouldn't consider them to be trees. Now, can they handle the physicality? Yes, I'm not worried about them. But when you look at further down the line, Torrey Krug or Scott Perunovich, these types of players, especially in your bottom 2, is really what he's highlighting here, is do you have those guys, those monsters on your blue line? I don't think the Blues do right now, unless they're considering to go with Tucker and Kessel as their 5'6" defensemen. But even those guys are not trees. Like Kessel's 6'2", 215. He's a big dude, but I don't know if he's scaring anybody. Like he brings up Nick Hague. Nicholas Hague's like 6'5" or 6'6". Just a mutant out there. Mm-hmm. And he's physical. He'll fight, clears the front of the net, good first pass defenseman. So I think that's the ultimate question is, can Army move on from a no-trade clause? And, what does he fill the void with?
Right. Because the second part is just as important as the first one. We keep trying to ask the first one, can he get out of one of these no trade clauses? But what are you replacing him with? And what's this? But what's the strategy? Not just who, because we're here. Well, they could get this player or that player. What are you trying to accomplish back there? Are you trying to get bigger? Are you trying to get physical? Are you trying to, have that heavy forecheck and all that, or no? Because we can sit here and talk about players that could be available, but do they fit what the Blues are trying to accomplish?
Well, and it also then the bigger question is, who's the coach?
And who's the coach?
Because if your coach is a speed and skill off the rush guy, which I can't imagine Army would hire that kind of a coach right now, but if he is, then maybe you're not looking for the trees. But if it's a Todd McClellan or a Rod Brendamore or any of those guys, they want some size back there. They do. I mean, it's just essential to keeping the house clean when you have lots of pucks that are coming to the net and players that are trying to get to the blue paint. You want to make sure you've got some guys back there that can discourage that, both with physicality and good play.
It's difficult to find those guys, though, right? Because that's one of the things people were, I remember last year and maybe the year before, people were complaining Parayko needed to go, but the answer was you look for a guy like that when you get rid of guys like that. Yeah.
Just
so
saying.
how hard is it to find guys that size, that stature, that can play that type of game?
Well, believe it or not, I personally don't think it's that hard.
Okay.
I really don't. I think you just have to look in the right areas. And a name that I've dropped before that some of the texters, I think they misunderstood where I was going with it. But one of the names that I dropped before is Nikita Zadorov. This guy's an absolute mutant. He's like 6'6", 250. And you watch him in the Stanley Cup playoffs, anything he hits, he destroys. Honestly, he's. But I'm not looking for him to be a top 4 defenseman. That's where people go, well, I don't know. Listen, you roll that guy out there between 16 and 18 minutes a game, you're laughing. And he's making 3.7 this year. I don't think he gets a raise moving forward. He's 29 years old. He's not a dynamic player. So I think anywhere in around that number is what you could get him for on the open market. You also have a guy like Joel Edmondson that's going to be available. Now, is he still got the foot speed to compete and all that? You'd have to really dive into that and see. He's had some injuries along the way. But each team, if you go through the unrestricted free agents, there is some size out there available on the blue line. And for me, that's where the Blues need to go. They've got to get bigger. And again, Nikita Zadorov skates well, shoots the puck hard, passes, good first pass defenseman. He has a few mistakes here and there. Sometimes he's overly aggressive. But for that price, to put him in your third pair, to add that element of physicality and discourage the opposition, like that's the kind of player that I'd like.
That's Jamie Rivers, Carey Davis, Anthony Stalter, and we have the Gauntlet next. Auto Centers Nissan, they still have their Fresh Start program going on, and it runs through April. But, hey, today's the last day of April. So head out to Auto Centers Nissan Herculaneum. All one location. They have 700 vehicles right there. It is truly your ultimate car buying destination. And while it's still the month of April, you can take advantage of incentives like New Nissans for up to $5,000 off MSRP or 0% APR and payment terms all the way up to 84 months. They also have another incentive of no down payment needed and 3 months of no payments to give your wallet a break and to save on your tax money. As always, all new Nissans at Auto Centers Nissan Herculaneum come with their exclusive lifetime warranty and their 30-day return promise. Within 30 days, if you're not completely satisfied with the vehicle, you can bring it back to Auto Centers Nissan Herculaneum and they'll give you a full refund when it comes to your money. At Auto Centers Nissan Herculaneum, again, all one location, over 700 vehicles, new Nissans, pre-owned vehicles, different makes and models. You're going to love the experience. So head out to Herculaneum or just start right there at AutoCentersNissan.com. But when you do head out to Herculaneum, tell them Stalter sent you. It's Auto Centers Nissan.
Four warriors, 4 categories, 1 challenger. Can you master the Gauntlet?
The Gauntlet is powered by Master, your hometown source for business communications for more than 30 years. Visit Mastor.com.
Time for the Gauntlet here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN 402. Your time check brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, and Anthony Stalter. And we welcome in Jake. What's up, Jake?
Hey, guys, what's up?
Everything's going pretty well here in the Fast Lane, man. Thanks for listening. Thanks for playing. Would you like to take on Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, or me today in the Gauntlet?
I think I'm going to go with Marsh today.
Hey, Marshy is up. All right. Well, tell Marsh to spin that wheel. We'll find out what category you get.
All right, spin that wheel, Marsh.
What are we hoping for, Jake?
If it's hockey, there's a good chance I'm getting shut out. Anything other than that, I might have one question. I don't know. But if I'm breathing heavy, it's because I'm at the park with my dog, not because I'm nervous.
Okay, all right.
Well, that's certainly what we were thinking.
Yep.
What did it come up with here, Carey?
Got baseball.
Oh, baseball. All right.
He's pretty good in baseball.
Marsh is pretty good at most of these.
Mm-hmm.
He's got kind of a wide range of knowledge.
Got a lot of time on his hands.
He certainly does, yeah. All right, Jake, you're going to get 4 baseball questions today. Marsh will receive the same 4 baseball questions. Each question is worth 2 points unless you or Marsh ask for the options. And if you ask for the options, you get the question right. Those questions are worth 1 point. Are you ready?
Ready as I'll ever be.
All right, here we go. Question 1, Jake. Entering today's action, Mookie Betts led the majors with a .391 average. But which Dodger won back-to-back National League batting titles in the 1960s?
Oh boy. A little bit before my time. Boy, I think I'm going to need the options.
Your options are Duke Snider, Tommy Davis, or Maury Wills.
It's got to be Duke. I'm going to go Duke Snider. Final answer.
All right, Jake, question 2. Name the classic MLB stadium that opened just days after the sinking of the Titanic.
Okay, so once again, we're in like the early 1900s. I think I'm going to go Fenway Park. Final answer.
Thank you.
Question number 3. On this day in 1980, Steve Carlton pitched the sixth one-hitter of his career against the Cardinals. Carlton spent 15 of his 24 seasons with what organization?
I'll go with the Philadelphia Phillies. Final answer.
All right, Jake. Question 4. Only 6 players have ever crushed 60 homers in a season. Barry Bonds, Babe Ruth, Mark McGwire, Roger Maris, Aaron Judge, and who?
I think it would have to be Sammy Sosa in that 98 season. So let's go. You didn't say Sammy Sosa, did you?
I said Barry Bonds, Babe Ruth, Mark McGwire, Roger Maris, and Aaron Judge.
Yeah, let's go Sammy Sosa. Final answer.
All right. Welcome back, Marsh, from the Cone of Silence. Jamie, I think you're going to have to
Oh, yeah.
flag him down. Jake, how you feeling?
50-50. I mean, I took a lot of stabs at it. Nothing really during my time, but
all right,
not too bad, I guess.
All right, so Marsh is back from the Cone of Silence here. Marsh, how was the Cone of Silence?
It was great.
Was it silent?
It was not silent.
Oh.
What? What was going on there?
I was listening to some music.
What were you jamming out to?
LA Knight's entrance music.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You guys are sick. Can't support this.
Hey, you know what? If it pumps them up, it pumps them up.
I mean, if you listen to it, it gets you going.
It probably would.
That's the megastar, Anthony.
Okay, Jamie, why don't you go ahead and tell the megastar what he needs to do here?
You better pack a damn lunch, I'll tell you that much.
All right.
Hefty one.
You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, question number 1. Entering, it's baseball, by the way. Baseball is your trivia. Entering today's action, Mookie Betts led the majors with a .391 average. But which Dodger won back-to-back National League batting titles in the 1960s?
1960s, you say? I have no clue. Let's use the options.
Sure. Duke Snider, Tommy Davis, or Maury Wills?
Jeez. Can you repeat the options, please?
Duke Snider, Tommy Davis, or Maury Wills?
Let's go with Duke Snider. That's a nice name. I'm feeling lucky, like old Duke. Old Dukes from...
Dukes of Hazzard?
No. I mean, Duke hit a half-court shot or a full-court shot. Can't remember which one.
What's your name? Duke.
Semi-pro. We'll go with
Jackie
Duke.
Moon.
Yeah.
Final answer?
Yeah. Final answer.
Yeah, that's my final answer.
All right. Just want to make
Yeah,
sure,
I
Marshall.
have no idea.
Question 2. Name the classic MLB stadium that opened just days after the Titanic sank.
Oh, wow. What was that, 1908, 1909? It's probably either Wrigley or Fenway. Well, hold on a second. Can you reread the question? Because I don't know if the stadium, although classic, is it still around? Can you read the question one more time?
Question number 2. Name the classic MLB stadium that opened just days after the sinking of the Titanic.
I'll just go with Wrigley. Wrigley Field, final answer.
Question number 3. On this day in 1980, Steve Carlton pitched the sixth one-hitter of his career against the Cardinals. Carlton spent 15 of his 24 seasons with what organization?
Options.
Is it the Giants, the White Sox, or the Phillies?
Oh, man. Steve Carlton. We'll go with Anthony's favorite team, the Giants. Final answer.
All right, Marsh. Question number 4. Only 6 players have ever crushed 60 homers in a season. Barry Bonds, Babe Ruth, Mark McGwire, Roger Maris, Aaron Judge, and who?
60?
That's correct. Ugh. Bonds, Ruth, McGwire, Maris, Judge, and
It's got to be National League because they made a huge deal out of Aaron Judge doing it in the American League. I feel like I have to shoot my shot here. I'm going to go with Giancarlo Stanton. Final answer. Maybe at the time he was Mike Stanton. Probably wrong, but these were tough.
All right, let's go over these today. Marsh versus Jake. Question number 1. Entering today's action, Mookie Betts led the majors with a .391 average. But which Dodger won back-to-back National League titles in the 1960s? Jake, you took the options. You went Duke Snider. Marsh, you also took the options. You also went Duke Snider. Correct answer is
Duke Snider. Not the answer. Tommy Davis.
Tommy Davis did it in 62 and 63. So we got a 0-0 tie thus far between Jake and Marsh.
Any relation to Carey Davis?
Maybe. Nah, well, 1960, probably not.
Nah, I don't think so.
Baseball for the Dodgers.
Never know. They traveled through St. Louis.
Name the classic MLB stadium that opened just days after the sinking of the Titanic. Jake, without the options, you said Fenway Park. Marsh, without the options, you said Wrigley Field. Correct answer is
Fenway Park.
Fenway Park.
Damn it.
First game on April 20th, 1912. Jake has a 2-0 lead. On this day in 1980, Steve Carlton pitched the sixth one-hitter of his career against the Cardinals. Carlton spent 15 of his 24 seasons with which organization? Marsh, you went with the Giants. Jake, you went with the Phillies. Correct answer is?
It was, in fact, the Phillies.
Jake didn't need the options.
No, that's it.
Jake's got a...
Damn you, Scuba Steve!
Jake's got a 4-0 lead over Marsh. Only 6 players have ever crushed 60 homers in a season. Barry Bonds, Babe Ruth, Mark McGwire, Roger Maris, Aaron Judge, and... Marsh, you said, I think I got to take my shot. It's got to be Giancarlo Stanton, or maybe at the time it was Mike Stanton. Oh. Jake, you went with Sammy Sosa.
Oh, damn it.
Baseball has been very good to me.
Very good to me.
Correct answer is...
Hey, I think Marsh, knows. It's Sammy Sosa.
Jake.
You have chosen wisely.
Jake didn't need the options on that one either. Jake with a 6-0 victory over Marsh today.
Wow. That's a tough one.
Jake,
Right.
you really took Marsh behind, on, in, under the woodshed today. Nice job, man.
Thank you.
Good job, Jake. You were really channeling your inner Jack Flahererty today.
Oh, wow.
And I was channeling the other team.
Thought I was going to get shut out today.
No, you
shut me out.
Delivered the shutout. So, Jake, you'll be back tomorrow to take on either Carey, Jamie, or me. Congratulations.
All right, sounds good, guys. Thank you.
Good job, Jake.
Good job.
Marsh, they are disappointed in you.
Man.
In the text line.
I haven't came out with the LA night entrance.
Yeah, LA
that that makes sense. So he lost to AJ Styles. Shouldn't have done
I'm seeing a lot of the snake pit now. Gator, Marsh got crushed, all caps.
Unreal.
Don, Marshy got blanked. Ryan, damn, Marsh didn't even try.
Oh, wow.
Josh,
Marshy, they are killing you.
Ryan with some more vulgar comments.
Disappointed in Marshy today. Easy questions.
I mean, it happens.
Terrible showing by Marshy.
Must be the Crawdaddy's brother.
Must be. Yeah.
It's all right,
Ryan
Marshy.
Crawford, yep.
Well, we got you back.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's tough.
We'll get Jake out of here.
That just ruined my day.
Hey, don't get mad at Jake for playing good.
He's my teammate.
I'm not mad at Jake.
Marsh is mad at himself.
I'm mad at
Carey,
myself.
That wasn't a 1-0 win.
No, it wasn't. I mean,
6 Cobb. Like, come on.
Thanks, Jamie. Thanks for reminding me what the score was. Jeez.
I'm on your team, Marshy.
He knows what the score
Got
was.
your back, brother.
I'm just making sure that the other individuals here understand that Jake is going to be a formidable opponent here.
Well, like Carey said, bring him on.
Yeah, Anthony, I know. What the hell?
What the hell with you?
You're trying to pick up our teammate.
You're crushing Marsh here.
Not at all. I'm just making sure you're ready to go tomorrow because I know he's picking you.
You know what you just said?
He's gonna choose you.
You know what Jamie just did? He basically said that I'm playing game one because the pitcher is a ground ball pitcher.
That's right. He hit all those balls in the outfield.
He did.
That's what he just
and
said.
over the fence.
Basically saying I'm not good, and you guys are.
Imagine being Kyle Gibson. Bottom of the seventh, you've only had to throw 80 pitches. You've held them to one run. 3 hits, I think 4 hits total for the Tigers.
4 hits now, yeah.
McKinstry, who's this guy?
Went to Central Michigan.
Who's it? God.
You're kidding.
I'm not. He's the same you, Greg.
Anthony knows all 7 athletes that went on to play pro sports from Central Michigan.
That's not fair, Jamie.
No,
that's not fair at all.
Tip of the cap. Hell of a program over there.
I don't think you mean it that way. There's a lot more than 7. All right?
Is there?
All time, we got Thunder Dan Marley.
Thunder Dan Marley.
We've got Chris Kaman.
Okay.
Of course, we've got J.J. Watt.
Yeah, that's 3. Do you claim him?
Yes.
He's a Wisconsin guy.
Where did he graduate?
Anthony claims him. He doesn't claim CMU.
He went to Central first. We recruited him. We gave him his start.
Brown.
Antonio Brown, of course.
Yeah, that's 4.
Zach McKinstry.
5.
Cooper Rush.
6. He's gonna get this.
It's unbelievable how deep we're going here.
What? He did.
That's 6.
That guy killed it, though, in the NFL whenever he got a shot.
There's some guys retired.
That's 6.
Well, Thunder Dan's retired, so is
I'm
Watt.
gonna do a quick Google search.
The Eric Fisher, the tackle from the Chiefs.
yeah.
He went first overall.
You're making that up.
No, he didn't. He didn't.
No,
He went-
7. He was first overall in the NFL draft. You know, Jamie, I don't appreciate what you're saying here.
7.
Okay. There's more.
Is there?
Yeah.
Sure.
We got a text
Thomas
from a
Rawls.
3.
That's made up.
Is that a singer?
He's a running back. He's running back. It's Luke Bryant.
We're getting some good text here. From 314, Marsh, that performance is on the front office. We know. I appreciate that. From the 314, send Marsh to Galveston, Texas.
Oh, man.
Shout out Charles Barkley.
Oh, my God. Did you hear that?
That was hilarious.
As it was going on, I was like, my guy, Chuck, he's in the weeds right now, and he doesn't care.
He's on it, yeah. Tyler Conklin.
He tried to give San
Tyler
Antonio
for the Jets. Yeah, Tyler
He
Conklin.
tried to give San Antonio a compliment. It ended up being a complete crap sandwich on San Antonio. You got to go watch it on Twitter.
It's hilarious.
Unreal.
Man.
One last text from the 314. Marsh finally got crushed by a nice guy.
But are we sure Jake was
true.
nice?
I think Jake was nice.
I think Jake was very nice.
Walking his dog in the park.
He said, I'm walking a dog.
Yeah, it's true.
Maybe he stole somebody's dog and was walking it.
You know what? That's true. Jake isn't a nice guy, or else Marsh would have beat him.
Like,
We got a
I'm
true
just saying,
villain on our hands.
no.
We still have, we'll find out tomorrow, I guess.
That's right.
Maybe he's walking his dog on somebody else's property. He says no trespassing. This guy could be a
This
complete
guy he could be a complete
bag.
wild card.
Maybe they bring a poop bag.
no poop bag
Good
at
call.
all.
Now, if you
He's
don't bring a
savage.
poop bag, that's a problem.
Yeah, that's very true.
You are not a good person.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's a great guy.
I'm sure he is, too.
It's just off my game.
101 ESPN, we have your chance to win a 4-pack of tickets to next Tuesday night's Bud Bash game, Budweiser Bash game for the Cardinals and Mets. It's the next Bud Bash game of the 2024 season and includes a limited edition Tony Womack bobblehead. Here's your trivia question today if you want to win these tickets. Which Detroit Tiger went to my alma mater, Central Michigan? Yeah, Jamie.
It's one of the 7.
Sean Murphy Bunting. I got you.
He was a corner.
He's a corner. Yeah.
Text in now, 314-399-9646 to win Budweiser Bash tickets for the Cardinals versus Mets on May 7th. Again, which Tiger went to Central Michigan? Text in. If you're the 101st texter, you'll win those tickets. And you can get all the details on this season's series of Bud Bash tickets for Cardinals games now at cardinals.com/promotions.
We did get a text from Jake.
Got another one.
Joe Staley.
Oh, that's right. Joe Staley,
left him out.
49ers. Yeah.
He's a Hall of Famer.
Well, I'm on the spot because Jamie's crushing my alma mater.
Jake texted us back. My dog only poops at home. He's poop shy. I do have bags
There
just in
you
case.
go.
Good for you,
So
Jake.
he's a good guy.
Good
And
for
it is his
you.
dog, Jamie.
Nice.
He never said that.
He said my dog.
It is now.
Found him.
Someone's going home to a yard without a dog. Watch.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Guy's a savage.
Oh, boy. All right, more of your mic drops
Love
coming up
Jake.
on the question that we threw out today. What would the Cardinals have to do, or Mo would have to do, to repair the relationship between himself and the fan base? We'll talk about it next on 101 ESPN. If you're searching for a new home right now and you don't know if it's a good time to, set out to the market and what the market is, where the rates are, call our guy Stewie from Stewart's American Mortgage Corporation. Jamie, it's always nice to have somebody that's an expert on things. And when it comes to saving you money over the course of a loan, man, there's no one better than Stewie, who has various different programs.
Yeah, his number one program that he loves, his baby, is the Bagel Loan. That's where you borrow $200,000 or more, and there's no underwriting fees, no appraisal fees, no lender fees, no closing costs, no title fees. It really is an incredible program, and with the Bagel Loan, you can pair it up with other great features that Stewie has as well. And Stewie wants to get you to the closing table and doesn't want you to waste your money. And whether it's purchasing a home or if it's consolidating some debt or just trying to figure out what the market's doing or what the Federal Reserve is talking about, just call Stewie. His personal cell phone number is 314-324-4440.
Again, 314-324-4440.
Give him a text, give him a call, day, night, weekends, doesn't matter. Our guy Stewie, he's going to always be there for you. But if you can't remember that number, Anthony, what can they do?
You can always Google the Bagel Loan.
NMLS number 226715.
The NASCAR Cup Series Enjoy Illinois 300, the Craftsman Truck Series Toyota 200, and the Confluence Music Festival are all happening June 1st and 2nd. Go to WWTRaceway.com to get your tickets now.
Yeah, so I, for one, feel like John Mozeliak is doing a bang-up job. The bow tie, I thought, personally, was spiffy and classy. I feel like the man is, doing what he can with what he has. He doesn't have just a blank check. And I think if I had just one message to send to all his critics out there, just tell him to, just be patient.
Okay, there you go. That was Donnie Hot Dogs there. Telling everybody to be patient. So
what I've been saying.
Yeah,
you sure have,
Carey,
Carey.
you have.
People appreciate that, too.
Certainly.
I don't feel like it.
Yeah, no, you absolutely did. So we asked the question, what does the relationship, how does the relationship repair itself between the fan base for the Cardinals and Mo? What needs to happen? Based on where the anger level is and the frustration level over the last couple of years, I think it's kind of World Series or nothing, quite frankly. But maybe I'm wrong on that. Let's hear from Nick, who left this mic drop.
That is a very interesting question. What would it take for Mo to win back the fan base? Honestly, I'd have to say like 3 world championships in the next 10 years, and one of them's got to be in the next 2, and then him leaving after that. I think he's absolutely decimated this organization and has screwed them for the foreseeable future. So he needs to rebound, win another one under his tenure, then leave and have built a franchise that can win multiple championships after he's gone within the decade. And also, he needs to admit that he's been an arrogant ass and been wrong repeatedly and apologize for being so diminutive with the fan base.
We asked for heat. We got it. That was ghost pepper hot right there.
So, Nick, basically to summarize, a dynasty, and then for him to quit
after the first year.
And then make sure that
Mo's only allowed to celebrate the dynasty once.
And then get out.
After that, we're going to celebrate it in your face, Mo.
Right. And at the press conference, he also needs to admit every wrongdoing that he's ever had, right? Is that what I got from Nick there?
Sounds
pretty much. Hey, we've gotten emails before about us being negative about your Cardinals, okay? So if you've written said emails or even thought about writing said emails and you listen to that and then you think we're negative, I want to look at yourself in the mirror and say, maybe my perspective's a little off.
What do you think he'd apologize for? Like, sorry for cramming.
Being an arrogant donkey.
Sorry for cramming 11 cookies in the VCR.
I don't. 11 cookies in the VCR.
Just wait till Christmas time. Maybe it'll come to you.
What's that from?
I don't know.
It's from Elf.
Oh, boy, that's a deep reference. Did you get that?
Yeah.
No, he didn't.
No, I did.
Did you?
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
The hell?
Jamie's,
Why do you call me out?
Well, he asked me first. Well, you're part of the team. I looked at Carey first. And Carey said no.
You're looking for trouble today, Stalter.
That's fine. That's fine. You know what? I'm not. But now I'm starting to.
We're good.
I'm starting to warm up.
Here, pack a damn lunch there, sister.
Let's hear from Aaron. Hey, Rod, next.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Good, Aaron, thank you.
In my mind, there's 2 ways for Mo to repair his relationship with Cardinals fans, and that's either going all in or going for a total rebuild. Obviously, I think the first option that most fans would prefer would be going all in. That means trading for best possible players at this moment in time or in the very near future and making a run at a World Series and kind of not necessarily doing away with the young talent, but maybe moving some of those younger pieces around for older, more proven talent to go all in. Or what I think is more likely, and kind of what I think you should do, is move some of these older guys around, trade for prospects for younger players, because I believe Mo only has a year or 2 left on his contract, and if he can leave the Cardinals organization in good position for a true rebuild, which they've never really ever had, I think that fans would look upon that as a nice gesture on his way out, as opposed to just leaving the team in shambles or kind of right where they are now, just in the middle.
All right, so rebuild or go all in? Or rebuild and continue to kind of operate the way you have? Let's carry that over. Let's have that discussion. We've had it before about the rebuild, and like Nick said, it's not, or Aaron said, not a true rebuild. Never had one before. Is now the time.
Well, if you're going to be in last place anyway.
I'm about to. We got to break. Let's break and come back.
More from Carey here on 101 ESPN.
Next.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. Game 1 of today's doubleheader. The Cardinals trail 1-0 in the top of the 8th inning. There's one out with runners on first and second. We'll continue giving you updates on today's game. Tonight we have Knicks and 76ers, 5:30 pregame. You can listen to some playoff basketball right here on 101 ESPN. We're going to dive more into the Cardinals coming up next, so stay tuned. This Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
I think the Cardinals, too, with their assets of last year, Arenado and Goldschmidt, could have refreshed their whole organization. I'm not saying do an Astros Cubs tear down to the studs, but I thought all four should rebuild. If you were the GM going for any of these four, would you rebuild any of them, or would you say no? I'm going to do exactly what they're doing.
Well, the Cards I definitely would have rebuilt, and I'll tell you why. One, I know the marketplace. It's a little different from being in New York and being in Boston. And I do believe that when you're trying to revamp your entire pitching staff, your entire rotation, that is extraordinarily difficult to do. They signed 3 or 4 veterans.
So you would have done it.
And I probably would have rebuilt on that ball club.
Yep.
All right, so that was the MLB Now crew, including Brian Kenny. The 4 teams he was talking about there, because you couldn't see the graphic, of course, was the Cardinals, the Mets, the Red Sox, and the Padres. And you heard him talk about how they would rebuild, right? They would kind of tear it down, start over. My question is, how? How do you start over?
Tear it down.
How do you tear it down?
You could have done it last year. You just trade RNR and Goldie. That's what you could have done. You know what, Anthony? I sat here for 48 hours waiting on this game. And what am I watching?
A brilliant,
Is that what we
pitching
call
performance
it?
by Kyle Gibson.
Yeah, it was. It's going to be wasted.
But what are you going to do? You're going to rebuild with what?
You know what? You know what you do? You know what you could have done?
Nobody wants these players.
Not now.
They don't want them a year ago.
They did last year.
Did they?
Yeah. They had pictures of Nolan Arenado in a Dodgers uniform. Yeah.
Oh, those ones.
Those ones. Yeah, those guys.
They had pictures of other things, too.
No, those pictures. I didn't see those other ones. You tried to show me. I didn't want to see them.
Oh, you sent them to me.
You're sick. I'm just saying.
I had to burn my phone.
We had to. What are we watching, man?
Tom Brady stuff.
What are we watching?
We're watching
a team that can't.
An offense. We're watching a team that doesn't have an offense.
Okay. Are we not frustrated? Are we not entertained?
No,
I am not entertained.
Not at all. Is this not why we are here?
Kyle Gibson, though. I do. He put together a hell of a...
He's not the only one.
No, he's not. But it's been a couple of times this year Gibby's shoved and got no run support. Michael has had one of those games, too. I think there's like 3 or 4 that stand out to me where you could have won these games.
If you ain't going to hit, why not just have Jordan Walker, Victor Scott, have those guys up. Let them play every day. If nobody's hitting, Lars Nootbaar is batting 187, 178. Nolan Gorman is he's actually Paul Gorman, batting 194. Like, what are we doing? Goldie just dribbled the ball back to the pitcher, dribbled it. He underhand tossed it.
Carey.
It's not. It's freaking May. One more day. What are we doing? This is the frustration. All right, I'm done. All right, man.
I love that.
Retool. Rebuild.
John says, thank you, Corey.
No problem. You're welcome, James.
Thank you for what you just said, Corey. He did come back and say, Carey.
He did fix it.
Yeah, he fixed it.
I don't know what you do, though, honestly.
I would have traded Goldie a year ago,
Yes.
and you know that.
I said the same thing.
Anthony, I couldn't agree more with you now.
Right now,
I got hammered.
That made a lot of sense.
Hammered. Not whiskey this time. I'm talking about you and BT and some other people. I got hammered that way too. But Goldie doesn't have enough trade value now. What are you gonna do?
I said this last year.
You have to just roll now.
I said it last year, and you got hammered by Jamie. I got hammered by Randy. I was, we were. Yeah, that's what I tell you what took place. we were talked about for making these comments, and I said the value that you had was the highest it would have ever been at that time.
Yeah,
coming off an MVP,
and you need pitching,
and you needed pitching. Mm-hmm. And right now, maybe they'll get better, but
the back of the baseball card.
You stop it, though, Marsh, because you didn't want to trade Goldie last year either. Why would you trade Goldschmidt?
I didn't know he
This is why. This is why.
You had to have figured it,
He's 37 years old.
Guys,
I was told to be patient.
It's too old to hit baseball.
Is that
it's not May yet, Marshy. Just be patient.
I couldn't be happier that we got rid of Jeff Albert, though. Couldn't be happier.
Because he was the fall guy.
He was the problem. He was the problem, right? You got rid of him and your hitting went worse.
They were showing up to his house, weren't they? You're welcome. He's probably sitting there just smiling. You think people
I don't know if he's doing a great job.
Kind of sucks too, though.
Misery loves company, though.
I'm just saying. But that's where we were at a couple of years ago is I feel like we've blamed everything except the guys that are actually in the batter's box.
Thank you. Yes, and Corey's been making that point for a while.
Been blaming him for weeks now.
Yes.
Oh, Corey Davis used to play for the Jets and the Titans. Yeah.
Wow. No, you're right, though. Jamie, seriously. And Carey, you've brought this point up before. I've talked about it from the standpoint of a hitting coach isn't an offensive coordinator. At some point, you got to look at the players that are actually, trying to hit the ball.
Trying.
And failing.
Put that
miserably. At some point, you have to look at the guys that you're not performing. Goldschmidt's not performing. Arenado's not performing. Right now, you got two guys. You got Wilson Contreras. You got Mason Wynn. Two guys that are doing anything offensively
first and
consistently.
second and get the lineup rolling. That's what
I'm actually, Carey, get out of my head.
That's what Jamie said.
I was about to say, okay, well, Wynn gets on base and Contreras is the only guy with some pop. So why don't you?
We would be tied at worst, 1-1 right now. Hey, get him on base.
You know what's hilarious, too, is some of these guys aren't even going to play in Game 2. Like Crawford's probably going to play. Fermin might even get into the lineup.
48 hours to watch this.
Yeah, and he got a pinch at bat.
Oh, he's all tuckered out, then you can't go to him in
It's a good point.
Game.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's a real good
sure
point.
he gets off his feet.
Siani will be in the lineup.
Well, yeah,
he's in the game now.
Live ball pitcher. And we'll probably win.
Yeah, probably, because you're this lineup.
Yeah.
This lineup coming up is going to be terrible.
This team wins games that, we just don't see them winning.
It's a St. Louis thing in the last calendar year.
Flaherty shoved.
Hey, you know what? The Battlehawks have been
Blues
playing
did
really
the same thing. The Blues would beat the Oilers, would beat the Bruins, and then they lose to the Sharks, Blue Jackets. I mean,
Tony would be over there somewhere.
I will say this: the pitching was excellent today. It was excellent today.
It's not.
It won. Not Steven Matz. He's pitching later. Kyle Gibson gave up one home run.
Gibby was awesome.
One bad pitch.
He performed really well.
And he went, 7 innings?
Yeah, 7 innings, 4 hits. Only walked 2, struck out 9. Not typically a high strikeout guy, 9.
Ground ball guy.
But, yeah, I think it was a lot of fly balls. Jack Flaherty, 6 2/3. Gave up 2 hits, no runs. Had 1 walk, 14 Ks.
He was ready. He was fired up. He probably didn't
Everything
sleep
was out in front.
He pitched awesome, guys.
Yeah. Jack Flaherty's 14 strikeouts are the most by a Detroit Tigers pitcher since August of 2014, when Max Scherzer struck out 14 in a start versus Pittsburgh. That is according to Derek Gould.
There you go.
Of course.
Well, we still got a
2014.
chance.
I was still in high school.
Top of the 9th inning, fellas.
Actually, I would have graduated that.
You were in high school in 2014?
Yeah, that was my graduating year.
Wow.
Holy shit.
How old am
I? I was hosting The Turn with Dunk.
What year?
2014.
Oh. I had just retired. That's all. What?
When did you die on the ice?
I think it was 2013, maybe 2012. I don't know.
You don't remember?
No.
You try to forget
You
it?
have the death certificate.
I do, but I don't look at it every day.
I would.
I don't know when
Is that like a diploma? Do you like hang that up on the wall?
It's in Croatian too, which is the funny part.
Oh man!
All right, we got to get to our sports six pack. If you got a question, send it in 314-399-9646. That's the Air Comfort Service text line. Sports six pack next.
Question. It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
The Sports Six Pack is now.
We just had a whole segment where they're complaining.
Yeah.
But now our
So you
Redbirds
build a
tie
ball
things
club
up.
right there.
That's right.
What'd I tell ya?
Rebuild
3
this.
singles in a row.
A couple of hitters for
Yeah.
average. Goldie and Arenado getting on base.
Yeah, it's our high average guys.
Former Cardinal, whatever.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cardinal.
Shelby Miller.
Shelby Miller.
I thought you traded somebody.
No.
Not yet. Yeah, so we got a tie game now. Runners at the corners, 1 out. Alec Burleson with a huge RBI single. Goldschmidt goes from first to third, and now we got a 1-1 tie in the top of the 9th. It's not about the first 8 innings, guys. It's about the 9th. All right?
There's 9 innings in a game,
There's
Andy.
9 innings in a game.
Gorman was in the order here.
Yeah, he was.
And now pinch hitting, they're putting Pahis in there.
He pinch hit earlier.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Because they took Herrera out with the pinch runner for.
I pulled out a safety squeeze right now.
I don't know if Pahis can get down the line that
Goldie
quick.
can
There's
get
one
down.
out, though.
It's Goldie.
Goldie better start
third.
running now.
Pahis. He used to pitch inside, right? Lean into one. Yeah.
You know, he looks kind of like Canelo Alvarez.
You know what he looks like is why was it? It's escaping my
Canelo?
mind now.
Looks like Canelo.
The guy that used to be able to hit home runs for us, played in the minors, couldn't play in the outfield, could barely play defense. We just got rid of him this offseason.
Sack. Okay.
Well,
Sack fly.
That'll work.
Whoever
Who am I
was your
thinking
thing.
of? What? I can't remember.
Hey, you get a sack
Albert
fly.
Pujols said he's a like.
Juan Yepes.
Juan Yepes. Why the heck did my brain just go dead on Juan
don't know.
Yepes?
He was never on your
Moses
TV.
Gomez
Never
either.
played.
So Pahis
yeah.
drilled one to center. Center fielder made a nice catch up against a wall.
What have I been
but
saying all day?
It's a sack
Who's in
fly,
center
2-1.
field?
Carey Carpenter, probably.
Okay.
What have I been saying all day? Be
Or
patient.
Riley Green, maybe.
Here's your
Yeah,
guy
Riley
here,
Green.
Carey.
Yeah.
Get a
I said in the break we'd win.
You did, actually. You said it with all the snark in the world. But
You're not
I don't
wrong.
know if you actually believed it.
yeah.
He said it.
We did say it. All right, where are we at here?
Question number 1.
There we go.
Perez moved to center.
All right, first question from the 636. If the Cardinals did not have an automatic All-Star bid, would they have an All-Star through the first month of the season?
Yeah, Sonny Gray.
Sonny Gray's a great one. I think
Mason
Wilson
Wynn?
Contreras
Or
might
one
get
of
a
the relievers,
little.
too.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
absolutely. I think
Elsley?
Contreras would get a little love, maybe.
Yeah, I think so. Mason Wynn.
A lot of the better catchers are in the
It's tough,
American
though.
League.
Mason Wynn, the company he's in are guys that play solid defense and then bury the ball, too. Like, Wynn's had a good, productive first bit of this pro career, but it's tough to say he's an all-star.
Yeah. But yeah, there's Jamie nailed it there. Will Smith, actually. Will Smith, William Contreras' brother.
Oh, that's right.
Ooh, my bad on Wilson Contreras. Sorry. So yeah, Sonny Gray. He's
There you
right.
go.
Yep.
I like that guy.
Question number 2.
This one comes from Jigsaw. I find this interesting. I wonder if other people feel this way. Are we now rooting for every ex-Cardinal to absolutely kill it so it forces major changes up top within the organization? Jigsaw says, I know I am.
You know, where there's smoke, there's fire. If there's enough of these guys that just continue to produce elsewhere, yeah, maybe it will force the front office to say we have to look at the way we're doing. Well, you should already be doing that, quite frankly. But to your question, yeah, I think you probably should. If you want
Are
change.
we rooting for the success?
Nothing's going to
If you
change, you
want
guys.
change.
So you're screaming at a brick wall, basically.
Well,
'Cause no
sometimes
matter-
that's effective.
No, it really isn't. But no matter what happens, like, nothing's changing. The Cardinals are not going to fire John Mozeliak. John Mozeliak's not going to have a different opinion or strategy going into next year. The DeWitts aren't going to just open up the checkbook and give money to whomever to make a splash and do all the crazy things that some of the other owners do. Nothing's going to change. So rooting against the Cardinals with former Cardinals, I mean, it might feel better in the moment, but ultimately, like, nothing changes.
Wow, Jamie, thanks.
I'm just as disappointed as you are.
You have no hope, is what Jamie's saying.
We had all the hope in the world that this team would come back.
We did.
We did.
And it happened now.
Marshy did say with a lot of snark, which I appreciate.
Yeah, no, I was just saying it.
Well,
that
it's
way.
just team's got to come back and win.
Well, I mean, either way, I'd feel good about it, If they did, I feel great right now, like I do.
Yeah.
If they didn't, it would just prove our point.
Yeah, I don't want to be right on this. I'd rather watch the Cardinals win.
Yeah.
No.
Question number 3.
From the 5-7-3, had the Cards missed the postseason in 2019 or got knocked out by the Braves, would that have changed the way the Cardinals approached that offseason since they couldn't hang their hat on making the NLCS? Would there have been a butterfly effect that would affect things today?
No, unfortunately, the butterfly effect had already happened. They made the trade for Marcell Ozuna before that. And one of the reasons why they made that trade is the tragedy in which Oscar Taveras, died. So I understand the question. It's a good question, but that butterfly effect or that domino effect happened before that. They had made an organizational shift to get more high-end offensive players throughout their organization, draft more high-end guys. And you have seen Jordan Walker and Nolan Gorman and Mason Wynn and some of these other guys reach the big leagues. It's just, are they going to turn into consistent performers for you? And are you also going to find pitching ever again? Within the organization, I mean. I say no. What do you guys think?
No.
Yeah.
Ever find pitching again?
Yeah.
They got Lil P there, so yes. Lil P. Lil Pedro.
Because you asked, you laughed when I called him Lil Pedro.
Sorry, my bad. Lil P.
L-I-L.
L-I-L.
Lil P.
Lil P. Lil Pedro. 10 cents. Thank you, Anthony Stalter.
I'll help you.
Question number 4.
From the 618, what happens first? That's what we played yesterday. J.J. McCarthy leads the Vikings to the playoffs, or Caleb Williams leads Chicago to the playoffs?
I'll go Caleb Williams, only because the Vikings didn't even want J.J. McCarthy. They wanted Drake May, as we're now finding out.
Hearsay.
They wanted to go all the way. They wanted to go up.
Sources.
He was in Bristol,
That's true. He's shaking hands with all the big dogs.
I talked to Adam Schefter's driver, okay? I know all about the sources. They wanted to go up and get Drake May. They settled for J.J. McCarthy.
All right, I have to address something. Our guy Brandon Kiley just texted me. He says, "You like that productive out?" With a laughing face. Yeah, I do, BK. I like a productive out that actually generates a run. A productive out that moves a guy from first to second or second to third, and you still don't score. That doesn't amuse me. That doesn't get me all fired up, Anthony, at all.
Sacrifice fly.
That is a productive
to score
out.
the go-ahead run. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
That's
my special stat right there. For productive outs, you have to score a run. Otherwise, don't bother.
I don't think it matters if you don't score.
That's right.
That's right.
But is it an out?
BK, thank you for listening.
Is it the process? Is it the process or is it the result that you're looking at? Because if you continually tell players, all right, hey, we need you to move that runner from second to third. Let's hit the ball to the right side of the field. If you don't score, do you just get frustrated and don't do it again, or do you keep doing it and
How about you
then
tell
eventually
the player to hit a home run?
I think you keep doing it. But I think at some point you have to score from it.
Oh no, for sure.
Yeah, like it's called baseball. If you move a runner over to third with less than 2 outs, you got a chance to bring that runner in. I'm cool with it. It's productive. If the next 2 guys strike out, it's not very productive.
Right, but what I'm saying is, do you stop doing it though because 1 or 2 or 3 other times you couldn't get the guy in?
Yeah,
I don't think so. I think you keep doing it.
It depends on what the situation calls for. I know what you're asking. You're saying, hey, if it's a good strategy, but it doesn't yield the best results one time, you should probably stick with it. But I'm with Jamie too. If it's an unproductive out, like a productive out is not one in which you move the runner from second to third and not get him in.
I think it depends on
productive runs.
I think it depends on the situation. Like if you have a guy that's not hitting well, but the best way for him to help the team at that moment is to move the runner over, like he's done his job.
He did his job, but the people behind him did not.
Right, but
we have no confidence in the guys behind him.
That doesn't mean it's not a productive out.
It kind of does.
But okay, so let's look at this though. This is the problem with like this stat. Okay,
look what you did, BK.
So you're at first. You're at first base, right? You're at second base. Okay?
Second base. How many outs?
Cardinals just won, by the way.
That's a winner.
2-1. Nice job. Nice job.
Nice job,
Red Birds. Be patient. Everything's fine.
Never down.
Yeah, never down. And hey, St. Louis, you're welcome because we took these guys to the woodshed the segment before they started scoring.
They were listening.
You're welcome.
Listening to the app in the dugout.
Yes. But okay,
which you should download. It's free.
So a productive out, quote unquote, would be runners at second with no outs, and you got him over. So now it's runner at third base, less than 2 outs. That would be a productive out, right?
Yeah.
Well, what if that hitter? What if that hitter was trying to smoke one in the gap and wound up grounding out to second base and advance that runner? I'm not going to give that guy credit.
How do you know whether or not what he's trying to do?
How do you know it's a productive out in that scenario?
I think getting runners in scoring position.
Nice job. He went to the right side. Maybe he got fooled on a pitch and accidentally, shot one to second.
Yeah, he won't tell you that though.
No, of course not. So what I'm saying is, I don't like the productive out because I think it leaves a lot to interpretation. Is what I'm saying.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. I feel like when you're moving runners over, no matter what, I think it's productive, especially with this team, who have struggled to do so.
But we're almost looking at productive out as a strategy, right? Going back to your question about a process.
Yeah.
So, hey, process, you got that guy over. Were you thinking the game and you were actually, hey, this guy likes to throw on the outside. I'm going to take that pitch. Okay. You're just thinking the game. But did you get fooled and you nubbed one to second base and just happened to get the guy over? That's less of a process to me, is what I'm saying.
I really don't care how he gets to third base if the other guys behind him don't bring him home. Like, it's
that's
productive.
The bigger point, too. Yeah.
To me, because it's there. That was a good job by that person, whoever moved him over to third. That's wonderful. Now your teammates have to do their job. I don't think it's productive. What did you receive
trying to score, right,
from it if you got out and you got the runner to third and he sat there until the end of the inning? What did you gain from it? I understand the part of moving him over. I'm with all of that. You hit it, whether it was intentional or on accident. But once he's at third, it's no longer productive if he doesn't score. I think that because what I'm looking for to be produced is a run.
Yeah.
That's always been my argument.
But Marsh,
I think there's so many other things that go into it, though. Like the pitcher's going to throw more pitches. Like there's just so many other things that go into it that just because you don't score a run doesn't mean that the idea of trying to move that runner over wasn't a good idea.
Oh, if you were thinking the game that way, yes, I would agree. But I think...
But we talk about small ball all the time and the three true outcomes. And so,
sure,
like, that is a part of small ball, is moving runners
to their
base
point,
to base.
But to their point,
what about runners left on
What are you
base?
trying to do, though?
I hate to see it.
Look, Marsh, you're in the fast lane, okay?
I get it. No one's safe.
We're the fast lane. We got the snake pit rolling right now. The fast lane's about productive outs being you scored the damn run. All right,
I get
We're
that.
all about run production here, okay?
I get that.
If you want to go, BK and Ferrario style and T-Bone, all right, they're about productive outs, no runs.
We are off clock too, so.
Oh, wow.
That was a
Another way.
so did I.
BK just dropped to a knee.
We gotta score runs.
My goodness.
Well done. All right, Cardinals win a game today. We'll tell you how they did it. Basically, it just came down to singles. That's next on 101 ESPN.
Bullpen. If you are looking for home runs, those moonshots, Oppo Taco, probably watch a few of the other games. But You can always use FanDuel, America's #1 sports book, because FanDuel's got Dinger Tuesdays that are back for another season on America's #1 sports book.
Jamie, that's right. Dinger Tuesdays are back for another season, and all you need to do is bet on a player to hit a home run. FanDuel will give you $5 in bonus bets for every home run they hit during that game, as if you needed another reason to love the long ball. Just go to FanDuel.com/fast to get in on all the Dinger Tuesday action.
Yeah, so if you pick a Cardinal and Riley Green hits one, you still win, right?
I think
that's how it goes.
Pick him. Yeah.
Well, pick Riley Green, and then if the Cardinals happen to run into one, they'll probably just single you to death. Either way, FanDuel's got all the action for you. They got all the odds. They've got all the ways to win. Live betting, same game parlays. It's all there at FanDuel. Visit FanDuel.com/fast. Again, FanDuel.com/fast to get in on the Dinger Tuesday action and make every moment more with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of Major League Baseball. Must be 21 or older and present in Illinois. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Max bonus $25 per game. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Your time check brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. Well, Marsh told us in the break that the Cardinals were going to win. Jamie told us earlier that the Tigers' bullpen is garbage. Both guys were right.
You're welcome.
Game one goes to your St. Louis Cardinals, 2-1, baby. An absolute epic comeback today at Comerica Park. Was it all pretty? No. No, you got shut out for 8 straight innings.
Yeah, but you also had a guy shove for 7 innings, only giving up 1 run.
Yeah, well, Kyle Gibson, absolutely.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. The guy in the other bump, you had him.
Yeah, but look,
14 Ks, didn't get a win, though, did
14 strikeouts.
Frustrating as all
14 strikeouts. Jack Flahererty, no decision.
That's
because the other former Cardinal did take the loss. Shelby Miller, 1 inning, 3 hits, all singles, 2 earned runs, 1 strikeout for Shelby Miller. So things got started. Why don't we just jump into the 9th? That's all anybody cares about. Couple of singles by Nolan Arenado and Paul Goldschmidt. Then Alec Burleson with the big hit, RBI single out to right field, scored Arenado. Goldschmidt heads up base running, as always from Goldie, gets from first to third. And that's when Pahis, who had come in earlier for Nolan Gorman, hit a sacrifice to center, hit one deep to make it 2-1. And then in the bottom of the 9th, Ryan Helsley got Carey Carpenter and Spencer Torkelson to strike out, and then had Keith fly out to left. So there you have it. Cardinals win game 1 of the doubleheader,
Just like we predicted it.
Just like we predicted it. Yep, absolutely.
We know.
Cardinals they gained a game on the Brewers, though, I believe.
Look at that.
Because the Brewers lost 1-0 last night to the Rays.
That's a tough one.
It is.
And they got beat up by the Yankees, too. I think they gave up like 62
Gentlemen,
runs.
the Cardinals are no longer in last place.
Hey.
Really?
That win catapulted them ahead of the Pirates.
Yes. They're only 4 games back, too.
Of the Cubs.
Now we're rolling.
14-15 now.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're
500.
If you're Ollie, what's your lineup looking like for the second game?
Rinse and repeat.
No, guys are tired.
Yeah, they can't be that tired. They didn't play yesterday.
Does Pahis start behind the plate? Crawford at short?
I don't think he can. I wouldn't
Contreras
do
is
that.
starting behind
I
the
would
plate.
go for the chokehold right now.
Go for the series win
Absolutely.
tonight.
I would go right. I'd come right back with who I thought gave us the best. I don't care if you're tuckered out. I don't know if you need a little bit of time off your feet.
I'm with you.
Get a good sleep tonight. Have a couple of Bud Lights and then go have a nap.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Go to Greek Town.
Nah, that's beautiful down there.
It is, yeah.
Downtown Detroit's building up, too.
It is.
It's nice.
It was building up when you and I were there.
Yeah, that's thanks to the Ilitch family.
Mm-hmm.
And, Mike Ilitch, in his will, when he passed away, he had a trust that had set up for the city of Detroit to use that money to continue to upgrade things down there.
He was just an unbelievable human being.
Unreal.
Unbelievable human being.
You've heard the story about him paying for housing for Rosa Parks?
No.
Yeah. She had tough times, and he didn't tell anybody. He went to the place where she was living and gave them enough money and said, here, this is like for the next 10 years, her rent or whatever.
No kidding.
Yeah. He's an awesome human being.
Absolutely. All right. So the Cardinals win the first game against the Tigers. Again, didn't look good for most of the game, but the offense came alive. But look, hey, what do we talk about at the start of the show today as we compared this team to a year ago and whether or not we felt good? And I had made the point, I actually feel better because the pitching and the defense is there. They're in most of these games. I'm not making any excuses. It's not, we joke about them just getting out of last place. But if you have pitching and you have defense, I think at some point this offense will get hot. Will it be consistent throughout the entire year? I have no idea. But if you have pitching and defense as your staples, you're going to be in most games. And today's another perfect example of that. Kyle Gibson gave up 1 home run. Riley Green, I think it was the 4th inning, shut him down after that, got into a jam right before he came out, got out of that. Bullpen comes in, does its job. Liberatore with an outstanding inning. Helsley, outstanding in the 9th. He gave your offense an opportunity to come around. So hopefully that momentum carries into the second game as Steven Matz takes the bump. And I'm a little surprised the Tigers are throwing, I think it's Manning in the second game. No, Matt Manning. Nope, Matt Manning. I don't think there's any relation.
We don't know that.
Kenta Maeda was supposed to pitch last night. I don't know.
We actually don't know that.
We don't know that.
I actually don't know. It could be, it could be a distant relative. Anyways, all right, we're off early again tonight because we got Knicks 76ers pregame starting at 5:30. So why don't we get to Bet the Board? 3 stars of the day, criticisms and compliments. This is the last segment.
Oh wow, that's terrible. Let's go.
You can hang around, do more.
Oh, I will. You know I will.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to go actually in a production studio and practice.
We're going to make sure we get our reps in. It's like going out to the bullpen and finishing up at spring training.
Absolutely.
You all let me know how that goes. I'll catch you on the next one.
You'll be first there. We know that.
Yeah, sure.
Bet the Board next on 101 ESPN. Well, especially if you have kids, you can't buy much for $20 these days. But at RNR Tire Express, $20, it does get you tires. That's right. Put $20 down at RNR, and you will drive away with not one, not two, not three, but 4 tires, a full set of 4 new tires today. And how about that installation fee? Yeah, no, that's on RNR Tire Express. You don't have to worry about any installation fee. All you have to do is request a quick quote at rnrtires.com to lock in your $20 deal. That's it. No commitment, no credit checks, no worries. RNR Tire Express offers flexible weekly, bi-weekly, and monthly payment options based all on your budget. So they make it easy for you to purchase tires, do it at a convenient way, and pay it off based on your budget. Plus, you're gonna secure that peace of mind coverage that includes free rotations, free flat repair, and more. You're $20 away from hitting the road on a reliable tire. So why wait? Request a quick quote at rnrtires.com or call 1-833-ROLL-NOW. Again, 1-833-ROLL-NOW to get started today with RNR Tire Express.
ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Cardinals win Game 1 of their doubleheader. They win 2-1, even though Jack Flahererty, former Cardinal, had 14 strikeouts. We talk Cardinals baseball all day long. If you missed that, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free 101 mobile app. Just head to the podcast page. You'll find our full shows there. And it's all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. We are off early today. Why is that? It's because we are playing some NBA playoff action for you right here on 101 ESPN. It's the New York Knicks taking on the Philadelphia 76ers. Pregame starts at 5:30. I'm Andrew Marsh. This Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, an independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
If you missed anything from today's show, you can always download the podcast, available at 101ESPN.com or your 101 ESPN mobile app. It's all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Time to bet the board. Marsh already won the month. Tomorrow we start a new month, so we'll need...
New day.
Darn right. We'll need 4 new contestants to play.
I love the way
that in mind.
Anthony just fathered you. Darn right, son.
Darn right, son. That's right. I like your attitude.
Came in dead last.
That's okay. It happens.
Fresh start, Carey.
Yeah.
You know what? Carey, You are tied with Jamie for last place.
Oh, this
This is huge. Change my pick now. All right. We got to look and see. All right.
All right, so
Carey, I'll let you pick first.
Yeah, I've already won. Let's go. Why don't we let these two decide first?
All right. Yeah.
Between them.
That's fine. We can do that.
Right.
What do you guys like?
You guys want to do a little rock, paper, scissors to see who goes first?
He said I can go first.
Okay, all right.
You were talking about this team earlier. They're at home. Said their fans are savages when
Who's that?
You're talking about this team earlier.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you. Give me the Canucks at home.
Oh, darn
Minus
it.
125.
That was actually not the game I was talking about.
We did talk about that game.
I was talking about Winnipeg.
No, we talked about, you asked, were they done?
No, but I was talking
Okay,
You
so
asked, were the Predators done?
I said, are they done?
Yeah.
And then I got to, well, are the Jets done? And he goes, no, because Winnipeg.
I didn't hear that part.
I said the Predators will win tonight, but
I'm picking the Canucks. You said they were going to lose because their fan base were savages. And
either way.
Hey, pick and choose whatever you want.
Yeah, maybe I didn't hear it. I don't know.
No, you're fine.
Yeah.
You know, I used to know somebody who used to do that too. Just pick and choose whatever they wanted to hear.
I think we all do.
You know? Well, you might know similar people.
Yeah, I know a few people.
All right, Carey, good play. It's not a bad one. I mean, the line is really favorable for you on that one. I'm going in a different direction here. I'm going to go with the team that I told Anthony to go with, which was Winnipeg. I got Winnipeg. They're plus 107, but they're at home. It's going to be crazy up there. I think it's going to be a tough game for Colorado.
Where you going, Anthony? Did I pick your
You
team?
did. Yeah, that's okay.
Good.
That's all right. You know what? I'm looking at these finals here. So Colorado won 5-1, 6-2, 5-2, 7-6, 7-0, 6-2. Give me the over 6.5 goals in that game.
Which one?
Avs and Jets. Connor Hellebuck is.
He's been hard to hit.
He's been very hard to hit in this series.
Carey, you know the one word that you don't want to see on your goaltender scouting report?
What's that?
Evasive.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
No?
Yeah.
No.
So, yeah, give me 6.5 there. I wonder what the Avs team total is tonight.
Probably 4.5. No.
I think it's that high?
I don't know. Connor Hellebuck, although he's probably going to win the Vezina, he has really not been good in the playoffs throughout his career.
No, he is not.
You know who has been, Anthony? Jordan Bennington.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, he's not playing tonight, though.
Which, by the way, I saw your tweet, Jamie, to Greg Wyshynski today. I thought it was very ironic.
I thought it was hilarious. Greg Wyshynski always comes in hot at Jordan Bennington. His antics and this and that and the numbers. And then Greg Wyshynski on record saying that, well, Jordan Bennington should be in the Vezina conversation.
Wow.
And I was like, wow, isn't that? I go, have fun, Greg, dealing with these people. Basically, like, now you know what I've been doing for the last couple of years. Have fun now, though, buddy.
That's funny.
He didn't respond to me, Marshy.
No, of course he didn't.
Oh, my feelings are so hurt.
Nah.
I am taking Ryan O'Reilly to record a point tonight.
It's a good call.
So the Avs are 3.5 for the team total. Do they get to 4?
I need them under that for mine to catch.
Who scores the most tonight?
Which team?
Yeah.
The Bruins, I think.
They're 3.5.
I think the Bruins score the most.
I think Carolina does.
Oh,
Carolina's
God,
Carolina's 3.
Actually, hang on. Let me take it back. The Islanders can't figure out anything at the goaltender position. So far in this series, it's been Samsonov and then Varlamov or Sorokin rather than Varlamov. Hurricanes, that would be a great play.
Probably be like 5-1. Probably how Florida, Tampa Bay went. A few empty net goals because their season's on the line.
Right.
I would take Carolina.
And they're playing in Raleigh.
Yes.
The fans in Raleigh, although a couple of years ago barely anybody showed up, now the place is so damn loud you can't hear yourself think.
You know what the place is? It's called PNC Arena.
It is. Do you know what college is right next to it? Basically share the same parking lot.
I do. North Carolina, the Tar Heels.
Wrong.
No.
Again, Ernie. NC State. Their football stadium is right there.
Tar Heels. What is wrong with you?
This is a good. You sold it.
That's Stalter.
The problem is these guys already know. Yeah. Tar Heels are in Chapel Hill.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to we'll get to a criticism here, and then we'll get to our 3 stars of the day. This one comes from the Water Boy. After that Gauntlet performance, I'm glad to hear you guys are going to put in some extra work.
Oh, wow.
Guys.
By the way,
Marshy's fault.
hey, quickly, some breaking news. Mike Trout has a torn meniscus and no timetable for return, according to the Angels GM.
6 to 8 weeks.
New Year, same thing.
Ouch.
Yeah. New phone. Who dis?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Speaking of phones, I'm sure we'll get a you up text.
No, they're
Before
busy. They got
game
another
2.
game.
Oh, that's
if
fair.
they win game 2, we're getting them
That
for
for sure. I might actually
Carey's
answer
phone is
it.
going to blow up. I'm answering. Hey, Corey, you up?
Well, speaking of Corey Davis, let's get to our 3 stars of the day. Our 3rd star of the day goes to our Gauntlet contestant's dog, Jake's dog.
Nice job, Jake's dog. Way to go, kid.
Or the neighbor's dog.
Our 2nd star of the day goes to Productive Singles.
Yeah, won a game today.
Yes. And our 1st star of the day, of course, goes to Corey Davis.
Davis, nice job.
Corey
There you
Davis,
go.
Titan.
Yep.
Epic.
All right, for Andrew Marsh, for Carey here, Corey Davis, and for Jamie Rivers, I'm Anthony Stalter. See ya.